Welcome to Trash
I'm not
Talk.
doing it. I can't make myself do it.
You did it.
Shut up,
so-
John.
no.
We have another great show for you,
So
minus
bad.
John.
It's so
We
bad.
also have our good friend Tony
It's
in
so
the
bad.
house.
What's up?
Welcome back, Tony.
Glad to be
Tony,
here.
did you bring some trash talk about?
Derek's being mean to me.
My hand is covered in sticky slime right now. No, I'm just kidding. Your
From
dog
John?
just licked. Your dog just got done with her.
Easy.
Oh, they're eating
Calm
peanut
and
butter.
the peanut
Yeah, you got
butter and
peanut butter
just-
saliva all over you.
That was the first thing she touched after.
Lane, smell his hand. Does it smell like peanut butter?
Smell his
It
hand.
smells like
Smell his fingers.
jelly, actually, for some weird reason.
I have to use
That's
that
his
later.
ass.
Human
His ass
jelly?
smells like jelly.
KY jelly.
Oh.
Good stuff.
What are you
Glad to
doing
be
my
here.
dog,
Glad we're
Rhule?
back.
Yeah, we're not going to just be talking football this time.
I mean, we could. Draft's next week.
Yeah, draft next week.
Oh my
What the
god.
God?
Who's the
We
Niners
don't
taking?
have to. It's fine. We can talk
Who's
about
number one?
What position do you think they're targeting first round?
Well, we
And
got
maybe
two
they make a
questions.
trade and go
Who's
for
the first
something else.
pick?
Who's number one?
If they stick
the
with their
Bears.
pick now, who did they fucking...
I think they'll go Caleb Williams.
No, not the Bears.
Oh.
I'm asking
Well,
Niners.
he's asking number one.
That's what I wanted to know because I don't pay attention.
Niners, I think.
Makes
I mean,
sense.
They'll be picking right before the Chiefs.
Niners right after the Chiefs. No, right before.
What
yeah, you're
number?
right.
Because the Chiefs beat the Niners in the Super Bowl.
31,
Oh,
32.
yeah. Oh, last.
Yeah,
because
because it goes in order. Yeah, after
That makes sense.
whatever, by record.
No hard feelings, right?
I mean, they're at the point where they're pretty solid. They don't really have a lot of like holes, so it's probably just gonna be like reinforcements.
trash talk question
It'll probably
for
be
you.
like linemen, something. That's
Think a
usually an offensive lineman's usually the
Do you think
safe
they're
way
going
to
to
go.
replace Williams? Because he's like, what, 37, 38 this year?
35.
He's only 35 right now?
Yeah.
I thought he was like at least 36.
No, he was 35, and they had actually talked about it after the season because before he thought about retiring, then he came back, and then they asked him, so they were
They
bringing
went
it
to
up
the Super
again.
Bowl, he didn't win, and he's
And they were
thirsty.
like, "How are you feeling? You know, you seemed like you wanted to leave. Now you're coming back." He's like, "No, I'm good to go." He goes, "I'm recharged." He said he can go another 5 years. So as long as he stays healthy and it holds up, I mean, you don't have to. But it's
He's been missing a couple games here and there the past
every now
few
and then,
years,
yeah,
right?
yeah, a little
Nothing
injury
crazy.
here and there.
He hasn't been out like long.
No, but I mean, line is always a place you want to go anyway, just because you. I mean, you're always going to need linemen, so they'll probably do something like that, maybe backfield or defensive backfield or something like that.
Question for you. So twice now in the last 5 years, the Niners have lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. If they played anybody else besides Patrick Mahomes, and I say that purposefully, not saying playing the Chiefs, do you think they win both of those Super Bowls?
I mean, it depends on who else. I mean, they lost the Super Bowl to the Ravens.
Ravens could have been in there.
But that
was
was
a long
that was
time
also.
ago.
I mean, yeah, that team was just different, but it was still. I mean, I think they had Lamar then.
No, Lamar's never won a Super Bowl.
Who was with the Ravens? Who was their quarterback?
That was Flacco when he went on that tear.
Was that Flacco?
That was a
Ravens?
while ago, man.
Oh yeah,
That was way before
Ray
Mahomes
Lewis was
ever
still
got
playing.
it.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I think he retired after that, didn't he? Or did he play one more? I think he retired for Super Bowl. Ray Lewis.
I don't think he
That
did
was
because
late in
not
his
many
career.
guys have done
I mean,
that.
like, he was just like a solid player at that point.
He could have, but not many guys do it. But Ray definitely could have been one. I don't really remember.
I think Ed Reed was gone, Ray Lewis, but no, since the
But, I
Patrick
mean-
Mahomes era, do you think they could have beat any
See
other
what you
team
did,
they could have
Lane?
played?
See what you did?
There was the Ravens could have been this year.
I've also
or-
seen us lose to a lot of
pathetic
different teams, so you
loser.
never know. I mean, they can lose to anybody at any given time.
I'm
But
trying to think of who the Chiefs beat. They beat
Just
the
let 'em
Niners
have
in
it
the first
out.
Super Bowl. Wouldn't have been Bengals. Joe Burrow wasn't drafted yet.
that might have been. Was that a Ravens
Bills, maybe.
or Bills? Yeah, it could have been a Bills.
Although I think Josh Allen was drafted the year after Mahomes, so I don't think Josh Allen got digs until his like third year.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm way too high, and that was way too long ago.
All right, John, what do you want to bitch about? Was I being mean?
You yelled at me twice today.
Bitch.
Why are you yelling?
Why are you yelling at John?
He been mean to me twice. Three times. First, flipped me
He's too
off as I was
sensitive.
coming in. And then you yelled at me about this is cashed. And then you accused me of hand burnery, which
It
I
wasn't-
did not do.
Yes, no, I was branded.
Fuck you, Lane.
That's what you sound like right now.
I do not sound like that.
That's a huge bitch.
Keep it in the circles.
Holy shit, it's Bigfoot.
Freak! That's my.
That was awesome.
What's that from?
Chris Farley.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Does anybody here have a ChatGPT account?
Yeah.
So have you seen the latest Microsoft AI technology that just got released yesterday?
Oh, fuck you. No.
They could take a still picture, and it started off with Mona Lisa going around, and it looks like a real Mona Lisa. It still looks painted, but like it moves naturally. Somebody else immediately applied it to a picture of some random girl, and it's straight up like crazy deep fake. Looks legitimate. Any picture, and they can just put a voice to it, and it looks natural right now.
Like it's someone talking to you. Mona Lisa's talking to you.
Well, no. I didn't say anything about being responsive. Like they just had like video clips you could watch online.
I see. Yeah.
Do you have a clip of it?
Yeah, because you can't say something like that.
It's
and
pretty
not
easy to tell when it's fake. Like,
No.
super
Well,
easy
no.
to
This
tell.
looks pretty fucking good. Here's the Mona Lisa.
No, it
looks like the
doesn't.
painting. This is
No.
Like I said, this looks like the painting.
Pop, my camera's up your crotch. See, I tell the truth from what I see and sell it to Perez Hilty. Don't call me scuzzy.
Wait to see the picture.
Money, that's my job, celeb photography. What? Hell no, I'm not needy. I'm legit, not soccerazzi. Don't act so hotsy-totsy, bitch. I know that you from Jersey.
What?
Yo,
This is
I mean-
Mona Lisa.
Is that AI rap?
I don't think there's
This
very
is the-
often I
what?
have looked at AI and haven't known it was AI. Like it just
Yeah.
looks.
Well,
fucking
that's
different.
literally a painting they animated.
Okay.
Here's another one.
It's animation. I've seen animation.
right now where you want to turn your life around.
Well, hang on, this is
You
a
know
commercial.
Somewhere deep in
That looks
you
real.
serious?
That looks
This
real.
is real. This is actually it.
that you have to make.
There's the picture in the corner.
No, like it's like something was decided
Picture of what?
for you.
Oh, just
So that's
They
her
took that
picture
picture.
talking.
Yeah, but look at her
And
mouth.
then-
Yeah, her mouth looks
her
fake
mouth
as
looks
shit.
fake.
You can tell.
It's like the invitation is.
You can tell what that mouth do.
It looks like Superman's mouth when
What
they
that
edited
mouth
out his
do.
fucking mustache.
Yeah.
Next, but
Even just like the way she's kind of moving.
That's pretty fucking good, though.
Yeah.
It's decent for sure.
That's better than
It's
that's
Luke
way better than
It's
anything
Luke
else they got out
Skywalker
right now.
decent.
Yeah, no,
okay.
it's very good, but you can. I mean, something's just one step closer to.
I'm not gonna
It's just
fall
like
for that. If it was like talking to me, I'd be like that.
the
That's not a real
de-aging
person.
stuff on Disney and shit is fucking really pretty decent, but you can tell it's still off.
I think it'd be cool to have like a lady in the screen as like an AI assistant. And it's like an actual like face that's talking. That'd be kind of hold my calls. And they're like, I don't
sure,
have that
it'll be-
capability.
This is
You will-
just
you
the
customize
latest
it, right?
release from Microsoft right now, though, and they've been like doing a lot of crazy stuff before that, but it's progressing super fast.
Well, obviously, because we have that now, but still, it's not to the point where I'm.
Are you
freaked out
disturbed by
just
it
yet.
though?
It's great.
I was disturbed by AI a long time ago
For
when I
what
first heard about
reasons?
it, but I'm not anymore. Like that's not going to be like, oh shit, it's
For what
here.
reasons are you disturbed by it?
Terminator.
Essentially,
Well,
not just
any
Terminator,
deepfake, though.
iRobot.
I mean, like
you know,
right
all-
now, we're able to detect when something's been
Yeah,
digitally
Lane.
altered, but when you get images like that, it's like recreating the whole image. Can they still? There are traces that tell you this was digitally altered in some way. That's one question I have. After that, it's a lot more serious. Like, what if somebody wants to pin a crime on you? You know, and if they can't prove that it was digitally altered, and it looks just like you and everything that's fucking perfectly natural.
There's still stuff.
I mean,
in
and there's
there
a
that you can
handful, a
tell.
lot of other things.
I mean,
that
if
could happen,
AI is
but
going to
crime being
fake,
one of the worst
if
things
AI is going to
framed
fake my
for.
DNA, then I'll start getting worried. But
there's
Would
supposed
you
to-
fake your death and just fall off the grid?
oh, that'd be awesome.
If you're a hot dog, would you?
I'd love to do that
It's in,
anyway.
Okay, let's drink the Kool-Aid and all fucking fake our deaths.
It's in like the codec of a video
Fake.
though that it's AI created.
Yeah,
you know,
like
it's
you
not
can- like
from
photo-
a camera.
Like
it's
you
different.
You can analyze Photoshop images. You can tell it photoshopped immediately, even though it's as good as it is. The same principle.
Yeah.
What's this for? Can be for social deception. That's all
yeah,
that's for.
because experts will be able to figure out pictures. Or
well, that's
fake,
what
you
one of
know,
my questions
but
is.
not
though.
not the
How far
regular.
away are we from
It
being
is
so much
convin-
more difficult to
It
determine?
would be convincing for somebody that's not really paying attention.
Yeah.
Like if you just see it and you're like, oh my god, I could see how you would do that. But if you actually just pay attention to it, so
We can't be that far.
It's basically
going
gonna
to
be the same-
crazy deep fake.
So we
the
would
same dumb people that believe stupid shit now are still going to be the same dumb people that believe that shit.
You can't believe anything on the internet.
We just got to worry about when we get to that divide where
It's
smart
already
people are
happening.
starting to get tricked by
It
it.
has happened.
My parents, because they
No, actual smart people.
They're 70s. My mom was watching her TV something on video. I'm like, oh, it's AI. She goes, what?
Yeah.
But they can't tell because they didn't grow.
If your eyes are
Well,
bad
yeah,
or
No,
Well,
they didn't come up with it.
they don't even understand.
You know,
that it could be a thing.
Yeah, because like when you
know?
watch it develop, you can go, oh, that's AI. But if you have no idea, you go, that's a fucking person. So,
And I think there's something to be said for, I think as a human, you can kind of look at something and see that something's not natural. Like it doesn't look right. Like,
Right.
You ever
I
had
don't know,
that
man.
feeling where something
people,
just doesn't
people
look
see
right?
faces and everything, though. You know.
Well, no,
And they can
I'm just like
convince
even
they see a face
when
on
you
the moon.
see that, like you can see the mouth, and it's just even if you can't really point it out, there's just something about it doesn't look right.
Yeah. Okay. So think about like on a Zoom call with like low quality, you totally think it was real.
yeah.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
oh for sure.
well, that's what HoloLive is already. It's
Is that the animated one?
no, that's one where the guy's like on camera, he's talking, but on the video, it's like an anime girl
Oh, yeah.
and the voice changes. You got exact same thing with Zoom. Like, so you could look like a piece of shit and never clean your house and never shave, and you could be on Zoom. You look like a fucking lawyer.
Yeah,
you know?
and I think TikTok has a lot of those filters too.
Do you think
yeah.
video games could harness that type of AI technology to recreate, like, they could buy stock photos, insert them into a game, be super realistic? Like, maybe games in the future can harness this technology to, like, you feed that into ChatGPT. You give it like a script or like a baseline, I should say, about what you want.
The world
You give them the
to
script
be?
to the game and descriptions of maybe what you want people to look like or something. It
You're
can
talking about like
animate
putting
the
yourself
game.
in a game.
Well,
Like-
no. Well, I guess you could potentially, yeah. But
Using AI to
I was thinking
make a
like you
video
could. I don't know if it would speed up the games and like loading and stuff, because you're putting the burden of creation of all the graphics basically on ChatGPT, for example.
Yeah.
So it preloads the script, and once that happens, it's got everything like figured out what to lay out, for all the options that
Yeah,
can
I
happen
feel
in the
like
game.
they tried it now. There would be like a lot of issues with it, and glitches or whatever. So
Seems like we can't be too horribly far away. We're rapidly progressing.
yeah,
It's like every year I see new videos where I'm just like, wow, that's a big step up from last year.
Well, they have AI
definitely.
comedians already.
comedians.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they brought Carlin back.
Well, there's that one, but there's one where
They're
Legion
like
of
writing
Skanks-
music under
Tom,
actual artist names.
Tom Brady did a 30-minute stand-up.
No shit.
It was all AI, and I haven't heard it, but I've
Did he
heard from
slang?
people that said it's actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
And it's Tom Brady just doing stand-up. So he's just like,
But it's his.
it's obviously using his words or whatever, but it's
from commercials and shit.
yeah. I'm not sure.
Here's
I just,
a video of it.
and I just heard it's about 30 minutes long, I guess, and they were like, it's actually pretty funny.
I would be more interested in the Carlin one, and I think that's kind of fucked up. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard his daughter was not real happy with that one. I think
Can't imagine.
because basically, I mean,
Tom Brady's jacked in this video.
people like George Carlin would be highly against something like AI. So the fact that you would use AI to bring him, she was like, it's not good.
It's very poor taste.
Dude, I remember when I was going to Metro when George Carlin died. And I was going to class like the next day or whatever the next class I had, and the instructor comes in and, oh yeah, I hear about George Carlin. I think it was one of my theater classes, something like that. And yeah, we were just talking about George Carlin. Another student comes in. Oh yeah, who's George Carlin? We just stopped. Oh my God, y'all need help. But I mean, that was a while ago.
I mean,
still,
he
even,
was
but
definitely
it's like,
kind of an era too.
Yeah, but a
he
lot of the shit he
faded-
said still is very
No,
valid
a lot
these
of it
days.
is very.
Well, I love
important,
watching
yeah.
his clips now. He makes a lot of good social, political, religious commentary.
Yeah, and it's still very valid.
Did you ever watch the Thomas the Tank or whatever with George Carlin?
Thomas Tank Engine. Thomas
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Tank is a very different show.
Oh, is it?
I would assume. Because a tank instead of
Yeah,
tank engine.
yeah, no, that makes sense. But he's like the conductor or whatever.
But you say, I'm pretty sure.
And he got
I thought it
replaced
was.
by Ringo.
Really? I didn't know.
I'd rather watch Thomas the Tank.
Yeah, it's called History Channel at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Something tells me you have watched Thomas the Tank.
The History Channel.
It's not a real thing. It's,
Gay.
what the hell does that make sense?
I thought that show was actually called Thomas the Tank. Is it called Thomas the Tank Engine?
Tank
Yeah,
engine.
I did not know.
trains, not tanks.
Yeah, like I should have fucking seen it.
I think they haul some.
Pretty
not
sure I was
see
in
it?
my 20s when that shit came out, man. I wasn't watching Thomas the Tank Engine.
I'm thinking
Train
we're not
engine,
you're
tank
in your
Trank?
20s.
I said Trank.
in the late 90s.
Yeah,
He's older
I
than
graduated
you
high
think.
school in the late 90s.
Yeah,
I wasn't watching Thomas the Train.
I kind of vaguely remember it myself. I'm not sure when it came out.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast? No.
That's you, John.
No.
No.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Fuck, it is me.
Oh, Tony, I forgot to tell you.
I didn't do it.
So 2 weeks ago, we started a new thing on here. John has a tally
Oh,
of culture
fuck
points.
you, dude.
As a tally of culture points?
Yeah. So anytime John
Shut up.
does uncultured things, or if he does cultured things, we argue over whether he should get a point or lose a point or a half point, whatever it might be.
And I'm gonna.
He's currently at negative 1.5 over 2 weeks.
There was
I
actually.
feel like that doesn't seem too bad.
He should have lost a full point
I've been telling you this.
in something he said that we both missed.
Probably.
And
That's
on the
bullshit.
re-listen, I was like, "Whoa, why didn't I say something about that?"
No.
Because it was something neither of us laughed about.
But anyways, yeah, sorry. Sorry for the segue. Just like throwing it out there so, you know,
All right.
it's up for debate. You bring it to the table and say, this is what I'm thinking, and we all come to an agreement.
Okay.
So what is the next topic, though, Derek?
All right, number AI. Do you guys want to get political, or do you want to believe?
I want to believe.
God. I want to believe that you can do that better.
There's too many now. I got 7 fucking slides.
Do we need to get you a topic list so you can plan ahead a little bit?
I just gotta organize them better. There's too many. There's 6. It's full of 6.
Nice fade out. I like that.
So I have a
no
story
one's express
update.
cut.
You remember the small mummified alien supposed remains they found in Peru
Oh,
and they brought to Mexico?
Yeah, and they took them to court.
So no.
Yeah, they brought some of them to court.
Oh, maybe that happened.
That was like
This is not that update.
Okay.
I'm interested in hearing about that. One sec. So the same archaeological team that supposedly found these or came across them, whether or not they found them and pulled them out of the bedrock or whatever, they now have another mummified remain, and it's pregnant.
I mean, it was
Peruvian
pregnant?
mummified aliens remains now pregnant.
Can I see a picture of that?
Yeah.
You freak.
I'd like to see that.
Here's the
Oh,
picture.
it's elongated skull.
Ooh, I'd buy that for $1.
Look at those long toes too.
Those are bones.
Toe bones.
Toe bones.
They look like nails though.
So this was the kind of the crazy part of the story too. So the head guy of that archaeological team was giving another lecture here. I think it was just yesterday. Today's 17th.
18th.
Today's the 18th.
Okay, 2 days ago, and he was giving the lecture. Government, like police, showed up, stormed the place, tried to arrest everyone, and seize these bodies. But they won't acknowledge that they're real or anything. They say no, it's all fake. But whatever. They said these police people did it for fake aliens remains. They didn't have it on display actually. They had it in another place. The guy was just purely doing a lecture on it. So the police tried to arrest all these people, but they had nothing to arrest them for. So I thought it was kind of funny, but also at the same time weird that the government says they're fake, but you're sending those people there. Mexican government, I should say. These were discovered in Peru.
Is this Yahoo?
Originally, it comes from
This The Onion?
The Independent.
Where do they lie on the chart?
Weekly World News.
I have no idea.
Does Yahoo just collect other news
Yeah, that's all I do.
articles?
It's an aggregator. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't use Yahoo.
it's like Reddit, but Reddit usually tries to find spicier stories.
Spicier than mummified
Pregnant
aliens?
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty
Do you
spicy.
think we can dehydrate it and bring the aliens back and ask them like questions?
They're dead, Derek.
Yeah. I know.
They have like crystal.
Maybe
You think it's
maybe
a
they're
real
like them,
alien?
them
You think
fish
it's real?
things
I can
that
read
dry
the story
out,
if you want, but I gave you the gist of
and
it.
you put water on them, they come back to life. Maybe it's one of those
it's
things.
most likely
It
not.
kind of look like it's like chalk. It looks like chalk.
It's fossilized
Yeah,
a little bit.
what
They're
are
mummified.
those things called? We got the sponge and you put the water on. What is it? These?
Yeah, exactly.
Expanding bugs.
Yeah, that's the name of the toy. Expanding bugs. No, it's like with the dinosaur and you.
Yeah, or
Water-
bug shapes.
Sure, I don't know.
They're little pills and they become a sponge.
Yes,
Half a culture point.
spongy.
Hey
Hey man,
at
you guys
least have.
rip
I
ass
could,
all
I
day.
could be persuaded to have a full point taken.
Oh,
no,
bullshit.
no, I'm just being biased right now.
I mean, my mouth was closed, so I'm good.
All right. Well, you're gonna go from 1.5 to 2.
That seems fair.
Yeah. You lost half a point. This is
But wouldn't it be
disgusting.
going
It's just
down
an
if you're going
it's just
negative
an-
points?
Yeah, now we're at -2.
Yeah, it's negative.
It's just an honorary one. You're gonna
This
lose
is
one this
such
podcast
bullshit.
anyway. You
That
might as
is
well just get
such-
it out of the way.
I mean, come on. They've been itching to give you that extra half. They were already.
This is.
We
Yeah,
have awarded
yeah,
him a
'cause
point before.
They
A full
obviously
point.
This
had a
is
discussion
fucking-
Yeah,
about it.
he was
They-
positive for a little while. He had positive points.
I don't know if he ever did. He might have. He
Yeah.
right off the bat and immediately went down.
I mean, when you started, you had none, so that was good.
But now it's not good. That's the
so-
point.
So why are you selling
This is
culture?
collusion.
You
I
either
don't like
got to
that.
lean into
This
it,
is
get as many
bullshit.
points as you can, or fight your way out of this. Your choice, holy man.
You're at a real crossroads here.
He slimed me.
You gonna take a heel turn? And just be that guy?
I don't know. Start saying stuff and see how much of an asshole I.
You're the one supposed to say stuff. You're the uncultured one.
How am I? I'm not. These guys are working against me.
All right. So if aliens were in control, who would you blame? Us or the aliens?
Well, if the aliens were in control, would I know they're in control?
Aliens.
I don't know. That's up to you to figure out.
You posited the question, you prick.
Yeah, I give you all the details I want to give. So you make up your
That's
own
not
scenario.
details. That makes no sense. If the alien was controlling me, or
All right,
was,
well,
what the
anyways.
fuck?
SETI was doing experimentation with
Looking
whales.
for Earth or looking for aliens. SETI,
No,
right?
yeah, SETI, the search for extraterrestrial
Yeah, okay.
intelligence. So as a trial run of sorts, and to experiment with how to communicate with somebody whose language you don't know and it's non-human, they
Don't you just talk
established the
louder?
first official communication with whales. And all they think they said to the whales was hello over and over again. And there was one whale that was definitely like going back and forth and matching whatever sound wave they were putting out there.
Hey.
So it's like those videos I see where the cat makes a noise and the dude goes meow, and then the cat goes meow, and they go meow, like they're talking, but
Yeah.
you don't know if you're talking.
Exactly.
This is the plot of Arrival. by
You guys
the
are
way.
talking because cats only
But
talk
it's
to
just the
humans.
proving ground for
Only
them to
now
communicate. So
Well, I
they
know.
do make contact with alien life. You know, they're doing a trial run on whales on how to decipher by just finding something you can mimic, I guess, in this case, and build off of it, hopefully.
Sorry. Shit, I'll keep petting you.
Well, that's good. I think.
If nothing else, find out what whales are thinking.
I don't
what do you
care.
think the whale actually said? They
No
were
one
like,
cares
hello.
about your
And they had a
goddamn
slight dialect
whales.
difference. They're like, fuck off.
Dude, I
hello,
care about whales.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Or like,
Why don't you care about whales,
Guys,
John?
put South
like,
Park.
help!
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No one
Fucking
cares.
magnetic poles are off. We're all dying.
You didn't sound like a fourth grader, so it threw me off.
Well, yeah.
Barely even put any effort into the voice.
You're right. I didn't.
Do a whale voice?
No, the South Park the whale episode where Cartman's playing the microphone. We don't give two shits about your goddamn whales.
You said it too much like John. I didn't
was
remember the
distorted.
line.
Yeah. No. You still didn't like sell the Cartman then at the end.
I wasn't trying to.
Should have. Yeah, you kind of like had a chance to redeem yourself, and
I mean, I feel like that's I think I'm understanding this whole culture point thing because that feels like that was fucked up. Like you did a Cartman impression, but didn't do the Cartman
I
impression.
didn't do a Cartman impression as a reference to the.
You used his lines, and you couldn't even have the common decency to throw an impression behind
You're
it.
just trying.
oh, decency, lack of? That's a culture point.
Total lack of
You're just trying to
decency.
get me to do the fucking voice, so I sound like a complete dick.
I mean, if you're gonna throw his lines out there, at least
yeah.
you know, show the respect. Are you worried that your Cartman is bad,
I think he's worried he's too good at it.
you guys are
Actually,
being mean.
or is there too much pressure on it now? Now you're thinking it.
No, that's all I can do.
warm up the lips.
Would it be better if we didn't look at you?
Telling me how great it is. It'll help you relax. It makes food taste better. It makes you more creative. No offense to the potheads out there, but that's all 100% grade A, grass-fed, on sale for $2.99.
What are you playing?
That's not me, I don't think.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. I turned you
What you're
up.
supposed to do when you're high,
Still
watch
playing.
cartoons. I got 5 minutes into it and noticed I had my hand in my pants and I was jerking off to Squidward. That weed
Tom
made me so
Brady.
horny, I wasted the
Dude, I
rest
can't
of
hear
the
nothing.
looking up
I don't
some
have it.
dog porn. Oh yeah, it exists.
I can't
Don't
hear
pretend
anything.
like you don't know about
I've
this
heard
shit. Everybody's
Really?
worried
Yeah.
about microaggressions
You hear
now.
his voices?
Little things
I don't
people
hear
do
anything.
without even knowing it that can offend people. When I was growing up, we didn't have microaggressions. We had
You don't hear us?
macroaggressions. We called them fights.
Not anymore, no.
You learn a lot
Really?
about
You
yourself
can't
in a
hear
fight,
us?
no doubt about it. But you learn a lot more
a
about
very
your friends,
drone
like how
voice.
easy it is to kick their
Oh
ass.
shit! Yes.
I'm kidding, of course. I don't have any friends. Come on, this is too easy. It's true, though. It gets lonely at the top. So you have to find ways to
glitchy.
deal with the isolation that comes with extreme success.
I can
I
hear
find
it
looking
now.
at my bank statement helps a lot. So we all just came out of a global
Man, that did
pandemic.
sound like him,
Pictures are coming out.
Weird to say,
Not all of
right?
them are
Because
Tom
we're still
Brady. Some of them are
figuring
like
out what the
weird-ass,
actual
like,
effects
Prepare
of the
yourself.
past 2 years have been on
Chimeras of
society.
human and animals.
The way we work
Yeah, I
has
can hear it
obviously
good. Oh,
changed
there we go.
forever.
We're back.
Everybody figured
Wow.
out they
Okay.
can
That's
do their
crazy.
jobs
Too
from
loud?
home, so nobody wants to go into an
You're right here
office
if you need
again.
to change it.
But employers are trying to get people to come back, and they don't know how to do it. I think they should offer a compromise. Come into the office, but you can keep a few things from the work-at-home lifestyle. You don't have to wear pants if you don't want to. For every 10 minutes of work you do, you can watch TikTok for an hour. You can take a nap whenever you want, even if it's on the toilet. And of course, you should be able to masturbate 3 to 4 times a day. You listening Google, you listening Apple, you listening Facebook. I'm trying to help you out here. Or I guess it's not Facebook anymore, right? Mark Zuckerberg changed it to Meta. A lot of people gave him shit for that, but I liked it. In fact, I think the top 10 most successful companies in the world should have to change their names every year. And I think we should get to vote on the new names. Make them more honest to what the companies actually do. I don't know what the fuck Meta is, but only moms, I get that. Makes sense and it's accurate. Double the price of an Asus for no reason makes way more sense than Apple. Or maybe license to shame your friends with
It doesn't
Androids.
sound like stand-up.
This is
It
like
sounds like
stream
he's
of
Why don't you take a
consciousness
sip and then
AI
feel
for Tom
worse about
Brady.
yourself for the rest of the day instead of Twitter?
It doesn't
We
have
made
like
an AI that's going to destroy the world. Now we
This
just
shit
need to
scans the
figure out how
internet,
to
saying, I should be able
monetize
to
it
jerk off
instead
3
of
to 4
Google.
times a day while
Drive how you want, park where you want, fuck everyone else instead of Tesla. Get catfished by a prostitute immediately instead of Tinder. Show of hands, who's been catfished? Okay, quite a few. Now show of hands, who has catfished somebody? Come on, be honest. We're all family here, no judgment. Hell, I get it. I catfished somebody once. It was last year. I wasn't in a great place, and I just wanted to feel good about myself again, so I made up a fake identity, and I actually catfished somebody I already knew. I told the Tampa Bay Buccaneers I was the same Tom Brady that won 7 Super Bowls. Never gets old. You know what I'm saying, Bucs fans? Another weird thing about being famous is everything you
I wonder
do
if he
is in the
almost slowed
public
it
eye,
down,
and
if
everyone
it would
thinks
be-
they deserve
'cause it
to
just sounds
judge
like
you,
he's
to
run-
scrutinize
like,
every
run-on
minute
sentences and
detail
just-
of your life. Most people don't have
they
to
could
deal with
put
that.
pauses.
Yeah.
A while back, a video came out showing me kissing my son on the lips. Everybody was outraged. People were calling it child abuse. People were saying I was depraved, calling it incestuous. I got death
This goes
threats
on for an
because of
hour,
it.
by the way.
Can you imagine what would have happened if I would have kissed him on the butthole? Just kidding. Nobody would ever see that video because I keep it in a vault.
Nobody will ever see that video. Like, keep it in a vault.
That's for the butthole.
So that's back to AI,
kid's
and now we
butthole.
got aliens and AI. Do you think the aliens gave us AI? I just watched The Matrix the other day. What the fuck is going on right now?
You
Watch
watched what?
The Matrix.
Oh. Well, that has nothing to do with AI. Like, that was.
Have you heard the conspiracy about Red Hot Chili Peppers and Californication?
No.
They predicted all of this. It's in the lyrics.
Their lyrics are just a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, no.
We don't even sure what he was singing to when he sang it.
Oh, no, there's lyrics for it all.
Yeah, but have you seen the AI made up Red Hot Chili Pepper lyrics? It's pretty good because it's just random words that like kind of rhyme and
Like
have
that, like that Italian
cadence.
song, that Italian American song.
Yeah, but that's just
What-
gibberish.
Yeah, so is it?
This is actually words.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah. I
which
think
is
I've
what
seen
Red
that
Hot Chili
word.
Peppers
Yeah,
are.
Chili Peppers. Yeah, it's almost
A band with words, yeah.
just random.
They're pretty random though. Their regular songs
I
are.
don't know.
So I just always assumed that the randomness actually meant something, and that's kind of.
I think it's just
where
the melody, and he's
Apparently, they're just random.
I feel bad. It's Anthony
Kiedis.
Kiedis. Yeah, it's just like coming up with random words off the top of my head.
Yeah,
Oh,
and if it turns out to be that,
da.
I mean, good on you guys. They turned an entire.
Damn it, who's the
They're,
guitarist?
they're
Real
quite
nice career out of that.
Frusciantes, but they've had other guitarists throughout the years too. Actually, my favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers album is One Hot Minute with Dave Navarro as guitar.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I really like that album. It's got My Friends.
Stop
And
blowing
I mean, I
up
still
my
like
face,
Aeroplane.
Derek.
Blood Sugar Sex Magic, but
It's the
that's-
classic.
It's a great one.
That's because
I'll blow
that
it in your face
that
all
was
I want.
when it came out. I
Yeah.
bought it. Like, it's not a classic to me, assholes.
I'm trying to. What was the one that came
Not
out?
the one with the red and the white.
Yeah.
around- Okay, I have
It's got
that.
their faces.
What was the one that
Okay,
came out like in
yeah.
the early 2000s?
I think that one was. I had that in high school.
Yeah, that,
Was
I
that
liked
the one with
that.
Under the Bridge?
No,
so.
no, that was before that. It was with Californication.
Californication came after Under the
Yeah.
Bridge.
Yeah.
Under the Bridge, I think it was either late
Yeah,
90s or 2000s.
we're like we're late. We're early 2000s is when we were in high school.
I thought you said late 90s.
Oh yeah, it had
No, I
Suck
said
My
like
Kiss.
early
on it.
2000s.
Oh.
That's when.
Yeah,
Hot
Suck
Minute-
My Kiss.
I thought Suck My Kiss was off Blood Sugar Sex
Oh wait,
Magic.
yeah.
I love playing bass to that. It's so fun to play. It's just real simple, but it's it's fun.
Yeah, it's a fucking great song.
God, you're always on your phone.
Derek, we got a show we're going on here.
Yeah, I don't know if you know.
Sorry,
this.
I'm trying to figure out bidding on a golf thing for tomorrow night's event, the auction event for cystic fibrosis. Hope Brews. Plug.
Yeah,
So you are
segueing
bidding
to
on a
that.
golf event?
My buddy just hit me up. I was thinking about bidding on it. My buddy just hit me up. I was like, hey, do you want to do it? Him and I usually, every other year or so, we'll go on a golf event together through CFF.
Is that James?
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
James. It's cute. A little couple.
Are you jealous?
Stop it. No.
This has so many meanings.
Fatality.
That one doesn't.
Yeah, it makes any sense.
All right, Lane.
You want to get high?
Yeah.
You remember the picture that you shared last week of John
With the apple?
Lennon?
Yeah.
I got another one
yes.
for you.
This is
Oh,
insane.
God.
Hey, fucker.
I did see this as well, but it's fucking great.
You don't really appreciate having a normal-sized butt crack until you see two people on the outer edges of the spectrum like this, John and Yoko.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on with those asses?
She's got like a 3-inch crack, and his doesn't end.
It starts at his
There's
fucking
no way that
shoulder
could be
blades.
real.
I think it is.
There's no way.
It's a real picture I know I've seen before, but I don't know if I've ever
Yeah,
noticed
I saw
it.
Yoko's in a movie about an alien who's born without an ass. Like there's no way that shit was for real.
Without an ass. What the fuck?
Coneheads. He doesn't have an asshole.
Oh yeah.
Here was somebody's comment. John Lennon waking up after butt crack surgery. Where's Yoko? Butt crack surgeon. Who do you think gave you the butt crack?
And that shit goes up to his goddamn spine. There's no way that's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, and hers like doesn't even reach like her hips.
Yeah, she is Asian.
They got little asses, right?
I mean, that's crazy little. And it's just
Yes,
so
when-
crazy huge.
And when you spread their legs, their vagina gets tighter. They're Asians. Their vagina goes that way.
Slanty.
Do you think Yoko licked his butt crack?
I don't think she could avoid it. Did you see the size of that thing? It's so big, it's behind him.
Get. Duke, no. Get.
True statement.
That's craziness.
He took a lot of pictures naked, actually.
Yeah, he did. I have naked pictures.
And is his asshole, like, is his ass crack that big and all?
in my wall of my living room.
Yeah, but that one that I put in there was like one that was stolen from Yoko's camera.
Oh, sure.
And it was like
I
him
hang
like,
pictures of my asshole up over my friend's
No.
house, so I get in trouble.
It was like full frontal, him just like standing in his doorway, just like, this is kind of great. And then they had the Beatles apple like cover his dick on this magazine cover. I thought.
I mean, be who you can afford to be. If I was John Lennon, I'd probably be doing that shit too.
Hey man, he's famous Beatles. He can have the largest ass crack in the world. Doesn't matter.
That's where he gets all his power from.
The butt crack.
That's why all his talent comes from his butt crack. And that's why Yoko is so fucking horrible at music.
She had no
There
butt
you go.
crack.
Yeah, that's like, yeah.
It's quite possible.
And that's why he was so good.
Yeah, yeah. You see that video of them, was it Chuck, who's it?
Chuck Berry.
Was it Chuck Berry? That video where she starts to sing and Chuck Berry's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The sound guy cuts her mic. He's like, okay.
Oh, hey.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, that was a good
It's
one.
pretty dumb that she thought she could get up and sing. Because she like picked up her banjo, or not banjo, tambourine microphone, which I'm surprised it was even on in the first place.
Yeah.
You
Actually,
know?
yeah, that's a good point.
That was pretty crazy.
But
That's, yeah. That lady got some balls to just be like, yeah, I'm going to jump in on this.
yeah. Chuck Berry's reactions though was perfect.
Is that like the ultimate pussy whip situation?
Oh,
I mean, you let her destroy
Essentially.
like your career.
I don't know if she destroyed his career. He kind of did that on his own.
I say they
Well, she
pretty
didn't help.
drifted apart by
But still,
then,
like,
because he got real weird.
I mean, that's just.
She didn't help his career at all.
Yeah, that was.
Let's just say that. And yeah, she's still sucking his teat.
She's still alive?
She's still alive.
Is she?
Holy hell.
Oh yeah.
Good for her. Ride that bitch as long as you can.
Yeah.
What else you got for us,
You
Derek?
back, Derek?
I got another one called Hail Satan!
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!
I used to scream that to bicyclists as we drove past them when
Oh,
we lived in
yeah.
Estes Park. Just stick
Nice.
our heads out the window. Hail Satan! Never
So-
made anybody wreck, but we just hoped.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, as long as they, I'm sure some of them were happy with it.
They didn't seem to mind.
Some probably yelled, "Hell, Satan!"
It looked sideways back and forth at me like, Hail Satan. All right. Man suspected of throwing a pipe bomb at the Satanic temple in Massachusetts is arrested. prosecutors say. You want to guess what? I just said it.
Massachusetts.
I do have a whole list of those though. It'll be fun with 3 people. A suspect has been arrested allegedly throwing a pipe bomb that damaged the Satanic Temple headquarters in Salem, Massachusetts, where investigators found a letter addressed "Dear Satanist" at the scene last week. Sean Patrick Palmer, 49, of Perkins, Oklahoma.
Shocker.
Yeah, there's a big temple there.
Was arrested Wednesday. Well, this happened in Massachusetts, so he had to travel. Was arrested Wednesday morning and has been charged with using a fire or explosive to damage a building using an interstate or foreign commerce during an April 8th incident. CNN has been unable to identify the attorney for Palmer.
He did it on the eclipse.
Ha! That's crazy.
It didn't work.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. I'll sum up what ended up happening with the damage. Basically, it was minimal. Nobody was at the temple, and all it did was like put some black marks on the brick or whatever it is on the exterior.
What if it was a false flag?
But he also apparently in his letter that said "Dear Satanist" alluded to a previous attack the previous year, and they're all like, "We don't even know what he's referencing."
Remember that one time somebody knocked the trash can down?
I
think
spit
that was
film
him.
in the fucking sidewalk, and your pastor stepped in it. And I heard him say, "God damn it!"
So this guy got arrested?
It's poop again.
He called the shit poop.
Yeah, he's arrested. He's the main suspect.
Main suspect only.
Well, it didn't burn down because in the eclipse, everybody knows the eclipse, you can't have fires. Like, it puts out all fires. That's part of eclipse.
There's no oxygen in the air during an eclipse.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Of course. It burns the other way. It goes downwards.
It goes in that direction. That's Australia.
Inside fire.
Now I'm thinking about fires in Australia. It's keep burning the place down.
Did you hear about that social media influencer that murdered her whole family because of the eclipse?
On the eclipse?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
She blamed it on the eclipse.
People doing that shit.
She was like, because it's like some event or whatever, and she like murdered her family. And
did she get superpowers?
I don't think so.
She
might have killed herself too.
Yeah.
I think so. But yeah, just because something with and she was like I don't know, she had a lot of followers on some social media thing.
Jesus Christ.
Here's a quote from his letter, which might give you a hint, maybe, of who this guy is.
Dear Satanist.
The letter reads in part,
Hail Satan!
Elohim sent me 7 months ago. So he's already got like his, I don't know if vernacular is even the right word, but he's not using English correctly. Elohim sent me 7 months ago to give you peaceful message, to hope you repent. You say no. Elohim now send me to smite Satan, and I happy to obey.
What the fuck?
Is it Charlie Day?
Was it full of pictures?
Is that a biblical thing, Eliam? Or
actually, we talked a while ago.
7 months ago, there was graffiti on there.
Oh.
Of Bible verses spray painted in white.
Yeah, that part made sense.
I didn't know if that was a Lord of the Rings thing or if that was biblical.
No, it's biblical.
Well, what's the god in?
So they found like through surveillance a car matching his car,
Luvatar.
timing up perfectly both events.
That'd be hilarious. Somebody bomb a Satanist temple and like starts referencing all this Lord of the Rings shit. And
yeah,
this is why I'm doing it.
Do you think Satan prevented this from being worse than it could have been?
Yeah, they're fireproof. They're Satanists.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so it's proof of Satan. But what about God then?
Well, he hasn't proved himself yet.
Well, if
only Satan has.
If you know Satan exists, then there must be a God.
No, not necessarily.
Or
God cleaned up the mess from the
Satan
first
is
one.
God,
That's why you didn't know what happened.
Right?
What?
Well, then Satan would be God. If there's no God.
I mean, if you want him to be.
Well, isn't he our God?
No. Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!
Yeah, sorry.
Sail Hayden.
True. So have you guys heard about Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah.
Tony, tell us about it.
Oh, I have not heard this yet. Besides not being VP.
To be fair, I didn't watch the whole interview because for the last long while, it's been real hard for me to watch anything with Aaron Rodgers in it. Like, I watch Pat McAfee show every day.
Was he on it?
Oh, for the last 2 or 3 years, he was on it every Tuesday.
And he got canceled? Or he got taken off of it? He got taken off of...
No, he didn't get taken off. They end it at the end of the season. Like, they only do it like when the season's going.
Okay, so
they made a big deal out of that, but that was... No, it was
I
just the end
thought
of the
I remember
season and he was
hearing
done.
that.
Yeah.
Say that.
They made it seem like he got kicked off. He wasn't. They were
So
just
he's going to
done.
be back this year?
We don't know yet because they won't really do it until the season. But he's run the whole gamut with me. So it started off, I didn't really give two shits about Aaron Rodgers. I'm a Niners fan. I don't care whatever. I didn't like or hate
Niners
him.
have owned him like he's owned the Bears.
Yeah,
Really?
so I didn't like or hate him. I was just like, he's Aaron Rodgers. He's good, whatever, cool. And I mean, I know we almost drafted him. We picked Alex Smith instead. I was like, okay, cool. Probably should have went Aaron Rodgers. And then watching the show, I was like, oh shit, this guy's actually kind of cool. Like the way he talks, kind of the way he thinks about things. I'm like, he's real kind of all right, sweet. And then pandemic happened and shit went fucking wild. All that dude's crazy, like everything crazy about that dude started coming out.
He did ayahuasca.
Well, I don't think that's what did it.
Well, he has.
But
no,
he
that
has.
was way before that. He was already saying.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he'll just say some shit sometimes. I'm like, ooh, shit. And then it's just gotten worse. And so the latest one.
Did he even have? Was this on the Pat McAfee show or?
No, because he hasn't been on since the end of the season. This was on some weird interview. And
So
from my
this is a podcast
understanding,
called "Look Into It."
Yeah, from the clips that I just saw, or whatever. Obviously, it's just clips, so who knows? But he's basically saying that Fauci and the U.S. government created or furthered AIDS, basically. Like,
yeah, this article I'm reading says I straight up created
That's like
AIDS.
a fucking turn.
Wow.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, I was not expecting that.
That's what I saw that clip on Twitter, and I was like,
What the
oh shit. I was like, oof.
Here's
I
the
hear a
quote
little
from
bit, and
Rodgers.
I'm just like, I can't. It's hard to listen to him sometimes because I'm like, fuck, I used to like that guy. I don't know what's going on. It sounds crazy.
This is the quote.
That's full.
The
conspiracy.
blueprint, the game plan was made in the 80s. Create a pandemic with a virus that's going wild, he said. Fauci was given over $350 million to research this, to come up with drugs, new or repurposed, to handle AIDS pandemic. And all they came up with was AZT. Must have been an early AIDS medicine.
Yeah, that was like the first shit. And if you want, like, that came out in like Dallas Buyers Club, they kind of brought out a lot of information about it.
He claims Fauci also has stock in Moderna and Pfizer. And he's like, we all know how corrupt Pfizer is. I think they actually have a video that's like a nice synopsis of like 30 seconds
Well,
of him
they
talking.
are a pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, he calls them like super corrupt. Now, Pfizer's gotten in trouble for a lot of shit. I'm not going to disagree with that. But let me see. I think this is the video of him.
But it always bugged me because he was one of those big do your own research kind of people.
Was made in the 80s. Create a pandemic, with a virus that's going wild, right? Fauci was given like over $350 million to research this, to come up with drugs, new or repurposed, to handle the AIDS pandemic. And all they came up with was AZT. And if you do even a smidge of research, and I know I'm not a, epidemiologist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not an immunologist, whatever the fuck, I can read
doctor,
right? And I can learn and look things up just like any normal person. I can do my own research, which was so vilified, to even question authority. But that was the game plan back then. Create an environment where only one thing.
So
my problem, like, he brought up the do your own research thing. What the point I was making is he's one of those people, and it pisses me off because I'm like, you're not actually doing your own research. You're just reading other people's research that kind of fit into your
or watching a podcast.
Argument. Yeah, you're not doing your own research. You're looking at different things, but like you're not actually putting a fucking lab coat on and doing some goddamn research. You're just believing somebody else's shit. So you're not really doing your own fucking research. And I hate it when he says that shit. And he constantly part of it is like when he talks, he brings up just these talking points, but it's all the same bullshit you would hear.
He talks like a douchebag. Like if you don't believe in what I'm telling you right now, you're just a fucking idiot.
Basically, and I'm just like, holy shit.
Is it because he did ayahuasca and got woken up?
No, he was doing
I
this
think
shit
he was always like
before that. Yeah.
Because one of the things that was going around a lot is he's kind of a prima donna. He's a douchebag. Like, and so it's just
I can verify that. My stepdad's
I used to not
best
think
friend
that.
is the head of security for the Packers. And we went to a Packers game this year, and we're asked, my girlfriend's favorite team is the Packers, asked 1,000 questions about the Packers. He's been there for decades. And he said that Aaron Rodgers was a totally cool dude. He totally won his Super Bowl. And he goes, like, that next year, he just became this, don't talk to me. I'm Aaron Rodgers. I talk to you if I choose to, mentality.
Yeah, and seeing that was kind of the...
You don't think Patrick Mahomes acts that way?
That has never come out anywhere.
But, I mean, it took a while for it to come out about Aaron, too. But, no,
Aaron took a turn for the worse.
I can't really judge Patrick on his attitude and shit. Like I've never heard
Patrick's
anything bad
dad was
about
a
him.
professional
Yeah,
athlete.
no.
And the big thing about Patrick when they drafted him, even before he got drafted by the Chiefs, people talked about how because of his experience in like clubhouses in baseball,
Yeah,
he grew up
around
Derek Jeter
athletes and shit.
And they all said, like, even when he was a kid, he'd ask about how do you, be a leader in a clubhouse. So whether or not that story is true, that's what they put out there, and that's what he acts like.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything personally to say bad about Patrick. He always seems like he's a good dude, so I don't think he's like that.
Okay.
And he's won a couple Super Bowls, and he still doesn't
But I
act
mean,
like that.
like,
I think Aaron's
Three
just
Super
kind
Bowls.
of...
So he just sounds like some
dude.
sort of conservative Daily Wire guy, or something. Maybe he's going to go work for something like that.
Yeah, something. I don't
Because
know.
he's not playing football, right? Is he with the Jets?
No, he's
still?
coming back with the Jets supposedly right now.
Play one play again?
Played
Or
four
was
plays.
it 7 or something?
4. He did 4 plays,
I thought
and
he
then
got
he blew
a
out his
first
ACL.
down, and then,
No,
Achilles.
they were...
Where's Achilles?
I think...
They
Did
got
they get a first down? I think they did. Yeah, they got a first down, and then like the very next play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Want to see something cool? You'd like this. I got Pat Mahomes rookie card.
Oh, nice. That had to go album value.
But it's
Does
his
it kinda
dad.
look like
Probably
him?
went down
No,
if he got his
it's his
DUI
dad.
the other month. He got like his
Top
5th
left.
DUI the week of the Super Bowl.
I'm not surprised. No, I figured that was. I've been doing that off topic, I guess, but
Storing.
that website I found, and I started putting all my cards and shit on there. So I've
Which
got
one is
a bunch
it?
of them stashed. That collects.
Collects.
Yeah,
Okay.
COLLEX, and it got good things, bad things. I haven't figured it all out yet, but yeah. So, but it just made me think of that when everybody says Pat Mahomes. I'm like, hey, I got a Pat Mahomes rookie card. Just found it the other day.
I got a Pat Mahomes.
And they look at it and it's
the
what?
second rookie
Huh?
card.
And I'm like, oh, sorry. It's his dad.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
With $20,000 worth of baseball cards.
All right, so tweet of the week.
pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
No.
Tweet of the week.
What?
Tweet of the week.
Tweet of the week.
You could do anything on 2007 through 2012 Twitter. I showed people how to cook crack into microwave, and nothing happened. Now I can't even call a fat bitch fat.
That's a huge bitch.
I mean,
Who's that from?
I guess depending on the type of Twitter you're on, because I see.
Oh, the name is blanked out.
That's what I don't like.
It's probably a little bit older, but
At least
Yeah, that's
give
an old
credit to whoever tweeted it,
yeah, somebody retweeted it today.
Fucking retweets.
John,
Yeah.
And yes, I still call it
didn't
Twitter.
you talk about Fallout TV show
Everyone
last week?
Well, yeah, but now I watched it all.
That's why I delete shit.
It's relevant, dickhead. That's why I changed the date.
All right,
I watched it all too.
You watched it all too. Have you seen it yet, Derek?
No, I
No,
haven't.
fuck you then.
What do you guys think?
It's fucking really good.
It's really good.
What's it about?
I know. I
Fallout,
remember
the
who
video game.
Walton Goggins.
Oh, that's
is.
right.
Goggins, I got
Is it
him.
live action
Yeah,
or
it's
Chat
live action.
GPT?
I don't know. Looks live to me.
It's live. He wears a mask. That might be AI.
Well, it's green screen. They green screen his nose.
They just.
See,
green-
they
Who's
see
he?
you guys,
Is that the
Walton
main character?
Goggins.
Goggins. He's the ghoul, the red face nose
Ghoul.
guy.
Goggins.
Yeah.
Goggins.
He's
Goblins.
from Justifier. You could have said Hateful Eight, and then I would have figured.
I
it
thought
out
about that
last
as I was
night.
leaving, but I've never seen it. So
Oh, it's such a good movie.
Is it a document titty lane?
No, it's not.
Inside joke. You have to go deep in our history to know that.
yeah, I kind of.
Man,
It's available online.
you are one pathetic loser.
No, it's a good show.
Yeah. Could you stop fucking? I'm gonna
all-
start farting in your direction if you keep doing that.
You've been doing that since I've known you.
No, I fart
That's
away.
just another day
I
with
fart
John.
away from you. Now I'm gonna aim it at you.
You guys recommend a lot of TV shows that are were games or books that are movies, shows now and stuff. And the only one I have watched and enjoyed has been Fallout. I feel like. Well, I liked One Piece, but I don't think you guys recommend.
You
it.
don't watch any of the shows or don't enjoy any of the shows we recommend?
Like I tried to watch Witcher, didn't like it.
Which one? The original?
The original, yeah.
What? You didn't like Witcher? Did you play the game?
No,
I didn't play the game.
I didn't play the game
Either.
either.
No, I
Didn't
fucking
do
love the
anything.
show.
You
Oh, it's a
still
great
like
show.
it?
Yeah.
Great show.
Worth showing? Worth watching still?
Yeah.
You know what I learned about Henry Cavill today?
Huh.
Chiefs fan. You want to know how? He's British, right? And he said when he started getting into American football, and then he said basically, I thought it was like a worse version of rugby. And he goes, I watched enough of it and I realized it's like chess, but with humans. And then he got into it. So he asked himself, well, what is my legacy? And he goes, it's got to be Superman. And he goes, Superman grew up in Kansas, so he's got to be a Chiefs fan.
There you go.
I just figured because he grew up in like the late 90s, early 2000s, and got all like the reject Chiefs shit from when they would lose all the time. And they would send him to Europe.
He wasn't born in Africa.
That's
Okay,
Africa.
just checking. I figured they all got it. The Fallout. I heard. I was just leaving, obviously, but you guys were talking about it. I've heard it sucked because the main character is a chick, and chicks don't play video games.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
That's what I heard.
That's true.
Is that true?
I don't think that's
totally
true.
Okay.
Have you played
Is that
the
on
games?
Reddit?
I think I played this. I started Fallout
I don't know.
3.
I saw some reference to it somewhere where somebody was pissed off because a bunch of nerds were mad that they did a Fallout show.
Yeah,
and the main character was a girl, and
no
they're
matter
like, "That's
what,
bullshit."
they're gonna
One,
get mad.
she wouldn't survive.
There's like
girls don't even play video games.
3 main characters.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked awesome. Like I said, I like Walton Goggins. Anything he's in, I'll watch. So
Here's a review of it.
Goggins.
The laziest, most unlikable, terribly acted. Herder, I see things I recognize from Fallout 3 and 4, and that means I must be good. I feel bad being tied in with the people screeching about the violence or calling it some nebulous,
what are you reading?
Undefined concept of woke.
What are you reading?
I don't know. This is somebody's review. It's a 1-star review, but it has a 4.7 overall on Amazon.
So it's woke.
That's just some asshole on the internet.
Yeah, that's
because they had a
we find
chick
one
as the leading
review.
character. It's woke, and I hate it.
Well, there can be that way when some like.
Well, yeah, obviously it's happened.
Disney had a female in there, and it was terrible.
Put a chick in it, make it lame.
Star Wars.
Exactly.
Here's the rest of this review.
No, I don't want to hear it.
No. I don't want it.
That's basically whoever wrote that
Yeah, fuck them
know,
people.
was doing.
They start talking about sex. And
It's like the
says,
Black
Fallout,
Elves. I
you
just
did
gotta,
some
you know.
nasty things.
That was awesome.
No, I really liked it, and I was just—I don't. What kind of video game is it?
It's
It's first-person shooter.
Post-apocalyptic,
It's a
but
shooter.
Yeah.
So there wasn't that much action throughout all of it. You know, it was a lot more character drama.
Yeah.
Well, the whole game though is like extreme survival. There's like it's Fallout because it's basically post-apocalyptic,
Radiation.
and I think people are just starting to like reform.
No, it's been
you
like a
know,
Mad
as a
Max
species.
world.
And I say, yeah, the
this
one I
whole
played,
time.
it seemed like it was like the Wild West, post-apocalyptic, and there's
But
gangs
there's like
everywhere. and
colonies
it's
of
just like,
people and.
didn't
You know,
seem
they
like real
meet random
chill.
ass. But
It seemed like everything was trying to kill
But
you.
Fallout though is it's like really detail oriented. The point that I gotta take my radiation, anti-radiation injection today. I have to make sure I drink X amount of water. I have to procure X amount of food.
Oh, that's kind of cool then.
Like it tries to insert you as best it can into
You have
the
to
most
find-
realistic experience.
You have to find shelter for the night or something.
Yeah, all that shit. Like, it's straight up like what you would have to do to survival wise. And there's probably a lot more in real life that you wouldn't even think of. But
Well, the show was
like,
fun.
what happens if your zipper quits working on your only pair of pants you're wearing?
So you go around selling hot dogs.
Sew it up.
What if it's stuck up?
You piss yourself.
And your pants can barely come down. You got to take a shit real fast.
You just leave it stuck up and
Because you
cut
didn't
a
take
new
your
hole.
radiation medication that week.
Let that shit roll down your pant leg. Kick it out as you're walking.
Did you guys see the guy in the UFC fight that got like a couple good socks to the face? 2 big fat guys were going at like sumo, and he straight up shit himself, and he got all over the mat. When he stood up, all this shit starts trailing out.
No, I have not.
Dude.
And the other guy looks at it, he's like, "What the fuck?" He's
So
like,
pretty sure it
helping the
wasn't
guy out. They're
UFC.
like, good fight.
So he
you
knocked
know?
the
That
shit
might
out
be
of
mixed
him?
martial
Yeah.
arts, but that wasn't
You
UFC.
gonna pull it up?
You gonna show the video
Yeah, I
of
need to see
that?
this.
Because I remember, I don't know what age I was. It was probably high school. Some kid shit on the wrestling mat
Nice.
during a match.
Sometimes you get
Nice.
Here's
squeezed too hard.
my Google search: UFC fight. Dude shits himself.
What does your video sound like? Go to
Fuck that.
artlist.io and get the.
I can't control my mute.
Motherfucker.
Okay, here I can skip. There it is. Okay.
Oh, that might be.
You paused it. Push stay far.
Yeah, I say I'm pretty sure it's not UFC or else. Yeah.
Well,
It would say
whatever.
UFC on
Should
it.
have a sport, lower division. Watch him stand up here. He's laying flat on the mat. The guy that just beat him's like helping him up.
He knows it. I just shit
fight.
myself. Look, I just shit myself.
There it is. There's Dookie. He's still falling out.
Oh, that's not as bad as
Yeah, it's just a few pecker tracks.
Oh, okay, we're gonna go back a little bit and like, watch his face. And when he starts realizing, I think he hoped it wouldn't fall out, and it falls out. You can see the other guy, like, you know, is being nice, like, good fight, slapping him in the belly, helping him up.
He's
and then,
looking
like,
right at
he
it.
starts seeing the shit, and he's like, oh my god. And the
That
other
shit.
guy's face is just like, I can't believe this is happening.
This
right
dude
now.
just shit. Is that shit? Yeah, that's shit.
They're just still, they're both looking at it like,
That your shit? Yeah, I think that's my shit.
Did you shit yourself? Did I knock the shit out of you?
I knocked the shit.
That ain't my shit. Is that your shit?
That's pretty awesome.
It
It almost
go back a little further.
It almost looked like he had shit himself too before he got rolled over.
Yeah. Look, it's like zoomed in.
Will you go all the way
looking down.
back? Will you go?
Oh, there it is.
Why was he backing up like shaking?
Because he's like, there's shit on the ground. He's like, I'm getting away from that shit.
All of a sudden he starts limping.
Well, yes, guys.
Yeah, because he's trying to like, there's more shit in his pants, and he's like, I don't want any more to fall out.
Got a bowl full of pudding in his
Speaking
pants.
of fallout,
I shit myself because I twisted my ankle. Made me shit.
Try to squeeze it, hold it together.
Do it. We didn't have pudding in the refrigerator.
how did we even get to that topic? We went from Aaron Rodgers,
Oh,
the
to
guy
you-
shitting himself in UFC.
To you shitting about
That's pretty similar to what Aaron Rodgers does.
Radiation shits. I love it. I
We're
love
talking
it,
about John's Fallout.
I love it. That one bit where I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Have you seen it? Okay, I'm not gonna spoil it though. Anyway, where the guy in the suit comes by and breaks up this fight, the guy runs off, and it's this little quick throwaway. He's like, "Oh, why are you guys fighting? Ah, I caught him fucking my chickens again." And he just walks off. He's like, "Good day, citizen." And just like, okay. I was like, "Whoa, that's
Yeah,
random."
is that like that might even be the first episode?
No.
No, yeah, you're right.
I think it was second. Anyway, still
Yeah.
early on.
No, I'm pretty excited to watch it.
It's good. It's real good.
It seemed cool.
The first episode's fucking amazing.
I got a story for John here.
Mm-hmm.
This is called Greatest Wedding Gift Ever. My
Prima
husband's
noctis.
groomsmen gave us the most disgusting wedding gift, and everyone's laughing, but I'm shocked.
What's in the box?
It was a bag
What's in the bag?
where he used cement glue to fuse together all of his toenails and fingernails in the last 8 years into a paperweight. And it came with a note. So when they opened up all the gifts post-wedding,
Oh, okay.
the note said something to the effect of, you had the world's only all fingernail and toenail paperweight. This is in honor of your husband, whom is explained to be his former college roommate. And he said he left his toenail and fingernail clippings everywhere throughout the house.
And the guy collected them.
No, he clipped his own shortly after he started dating this woman. He knew they were going to get married, I guess. And then formed a paperweight out of his own clippings and gave it to them as a wedding gift. He was a groomsman. Wasn't just some random jerk off the street.
Yeah.
Some jerk would go to weddings dropping
I
off
mean,
bad gifts.
that's
That'd
like
be a good prank.
you get him a
That'd be a
gift
great
and you give her a gift. You know.
So this is what
That's
she
not
said.
like all you give.
I bet the dudes are still friends.
Oh yeah, he probably. I'm sure
If
her
that
husband
happened with
laughed.
two chicks, they would never talk to each other again.
Why do you think she talks about how everyone's laughing, but I'm shocked? Because her husband's laughing, and she has to bring that up to stick it to him. Like, I can't believe you're laughing at this.
Yeah, who's everyone?
This
though,
was her
like-
quote. I wish this was a joke. It's the worst, grossest wedding gift ever. I couldn't even fathom it. It's on my kitchen table.
It's funny as shit, really. It is a little gross,
Why was
but
this
it's still
for
funny.
John?
It's fucking gross.
It's a literal. This is the quote.
Jeez.
It's a literal aged yellow nail fell off onto my floor when she opened up the package. It's 8 years old. It's probably got fungus on it and shit.
Gross.
John, do you clip your nails like that?
And this is what she says.
Well, he directed it to you. Yeah.
One of my husband's groomsmen has always given me creepy vibes. I just opened the gift he gave to us and literally am besides myself.
At least it wasn't a whole foot. I mean,
So they're saying they actually know
Could
who
be
gave
worse.
it to him?
Good point of view, John.
give it a whole
I don't think it qualifies as a culture point.
I have a
but-
feeling she didn't like this guy to begin with.
Oh, exactly. She just said he always gave me creepy vibes.
Yeah.
That sounds like a post thing. Yeah, I never liked him anyways.
Post? Oh.
Yeah. Now that's happened.
Yeah, he was just always a jerk, and then he gave him the nail
Yeah,
paperweight. Now
but-
he's creepy. He was always creepy.
Yeah, through. I don't know. First world problems, man.
I don't know. That sounds funny as shit.
Yeah, it's
So,
great.
so
Yeah, like I said, it's a
First
little,
world problems.
little gross, but it's a
Getting a
paperweight. Why is it on the
toenail
table?
paperweight.
You don't need to put a paperweight on the table.
Well,
Just
it's
put it
like a
somewhere else.
gag gift you
Yeah.
give
Do you
the
agree
guy.
with his actions? Like, were they justified?
Yeah, that's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I would-
Hail Satan!
I would have given it to him at the wedding.
Hail Satan!
That's why it's like everyone thought that. Who's everyone? Did you open this GIF in front of
Oh,
people?
I would make a point of it. Like I would have brought it up to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that would
I
have
bet
been
the
something to
husband
bring up during the
posted it on
speech.
Facebook or something then afterwards. Or?
I don't know. I'd have been proud of that shit.
All right. So here's some news of the weird. Guess that state. Some of these might even be countries. Tony, just for reference.
Do it.
I mean, states are in countries, yeah.
Guess the state. Child sex abuse amendment fails in Senate vote after Republicans unite against it. I'll read some more to give you a hint, but everybody gets a round of guessing right here. One guess.
Will you read again? I wasn't paying attention.
Child sex abuse amendment fails in Senate vote after Republicans unite against it.
Arizona.
I feel like I remember reading about this. I think I want to say it's Maine.
I was going to say New York for some reason.
Tony is the absolute closest. I'll read a little bit more.
I'm a citizen of Arizona. I was hoping.
Do it.
Hang on, here we go.
Do it.
Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!
Come on.
Resolution needed to support from at least one GOP senator to reach 2/3 threshold fails. Wednesday morning. So this past Wednesday morning failed to pass a proposed child sexual abuse constitutional amendment. It ultimately approved by voters, but they turned it down. The measure would have allowed the legislature to remove the status of limitations on cases of child sexual abuse from years ago, allowing those victims to sue. The 23-12 vote fell along party lines and was one vote short of the 2/3 threshold needed to refer a constitutional amendment to the ballot. You want me to read a little bit more? I don't feel like that give you a hint of anywhere where it happened.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't really.
But we're going to guess. Utah.
Let's see if I'm close with Arizona.
Oh, actually.
New Mexico.
Wyoming?
It's Colorado.
I was trying to avoid
You're only
that.
allowed one guess.
Because Utah was.
I was hoping it wasn't
that's-
Colorado. So.
I know, but if I got it right, you have to tell me.
In his statement, no. You get one vote. That's what gets valued. In his statement after the vote, Senate Republican leaders said they were united against those who commit crimes against children, but could not overcome the concerns of the amendment as drafted. If it is passed, they said the retroactive lifting of the statute of limitations for older crimes would have upended numerous constitutional and legally settled rights we all depend on, including the principles of legal certainty and reliance, the principle of finality and litigation, and due process. So basically, they're saying, like, if you committed crimes years ago and get...
Sounds like you diddled some kids in the past.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you don't want that shit to come up.
Yeah, I don't want to be retroactively prosecuted for something I'm probably still doing.
I mean, that's bullshit. That's some old shit I did. I don't do that no more.
Yeah.
Could be anywhere now.
It's my college days. I experimented.
I'm gonna guess Colorado.
Leave Colorado out of this.
Lane?
Texas.
My second
That's your
guess was New
final
Mexico.
answer?
I'm sticking with New Mexico.
Still not New Mexico.
You didn't say it
you
wasn't
get a-
the
you get
second
a
round?
I
Yes.
continued reading and
You
did
get-
not
Oh, that
award
meant it wasn't
anybody
none of those? Okay.
points.
Trash.
Lane should have gotten the point, but John, I gave you a chance to tie.
Bullshit!
I
Okay,
gave
fine.
you a chance.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
No.
I knew it was.
Well, why didn't you say it the first time?
I did. He wouldn't let me get it.
No,
if
the
someone
first time.
gets it, they
The
should just get it.
first time.
They should just get
The
it.
first
just get it.
time.
Man, you are one
What the
pathetic
fuck?
loser.
Fucking with
All right.
that
The
thing.
next story literally is one I already have saved. I'm going down a list off of Reddit of funny news, weird
Okay.
news.
Colorado.
So we're going to get to another one here shortly. All right, this sounds interesting. Man accused of murdering friend he thought summoned Bigfoot found guilty. Do you want to hear about the? Do you want to hear the comments on Reddit, or do you want to hear the story?
We should guess after that headline.
Montana.
Oh,
I have no idea.
Florida.
Oh, that's the skunk ape.
Yeah, that's skunk ape.
Well, they still call him Bigfoot though.
I'm gonna go Colorado on that one.
Holy shit, it's Bigfoot!
Damn it, that's fucking.
Yes.
All right. What was everybody's guess?
That's a huge bitch!
Florida.
Montana.
Tony, what was yours again?
Colorado.
Colorado. I think. What was yours?
Montana.
Tony's closest again.
With Colorado, huh?
Lane, you said what?
Florida.
Yeah. Tony's closest again.
Read more.
I can read you the county names. I doubt you'll guess it. Well, it might help you a little bit. Okay. The Pontotoc County man who told investigators
Oklahoma.
he killed his friend during a fishing trip because he thought the man was summoning Bigfoot to kill him was convicted Wednesday.
Oklahoma's a good guess.
The judge ruled that Larry
What?
Sanders, 55, is
Good
guilty
guess.
of murdering Jimmy Knighton. The conviction hinged on the concept of malice afterthought. According to closing arguments, both prosecutors and defense attorneys agree that Sanders unlawfully killed Knighton, but a first-degree murder conviction requires proof of malice afterthought. Quote.
Right.
Okay, the second round of guessings happened already, right?
No.
Or is that just
That
Tony?
was the first.
South Dakota.
You know what?
Do it.
Nebraska.
Tony knew it.
Wild card.
Tony knew it. Oklahoma.
Yeah.
You said that with conviction. Did you actually know it? Because of
No,
the
but the
county?
name of what you said it was, the county,
Pontotoc?
very Native American.
Yeah.
So I went with Oklahoma.
I
It was
figured
either that or South
you
Dakota,
guys to
but-
like this general region, but you went right to Oklahoma.
Your mom goes to college.
Oh, my mom's calling me.
Is she?
Yeah. Well, it might be my dad.
Hold on,
it
hold
in.
on. The Bluetooth.
Come on.
Still connected.
What's her mom? His mom's name? Jamie.
Janet.
Janet.
We want to play. We want to play.
Janet!
We want to play with your mom.
He called her last weekend to ask her if she had seen. Was it about John Lennon's dick or something?
John was asking weird questions about Beatles' penises and what his mom knew about him.
Yeah.
And he wanted to describe in detail.
Was that all he called her for?
In fact, I think retroactively we need to deduct some points from his culture points.
For that?
Yeah, I think we did.
No,
actually.
see, I think we need a rule about not in the past. Because we just go really
so
back.
we just had a whole discussion about crimes committed in the past. Are you saying what side of that discussion were you on, Lane?
It depends on the crime.
This isn't the law. We can make up our own rules.
Yeah.
God.
I'm just curious, Lane.
Fatality.
Apparently, I already know. You told me. If it was in the past, it's done with.
Well,
How far in the past?
You can't be committed
Where
for
is the line,
double
Lane?
jeopardy murder. You know.
What lane are you in, Lane?
I'm right here.
Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!
Next one, or should we wait for John? I guess
We don't have to wait.
I kind of want to hear what he's talking to his mom about. Check it out. I found this.
Shit.
I was
There
digging
are
through
no
some
stupid
shit the other day.
questions, but there
Found
are
my old
stupid
cop
traits.
business
Nice.
card.
Hyatt.
Drop your favorite
Back
stock
then,
in the
huh?
comments
Just Hyatt,
section.
just like the hotel.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
You don't have to
Sorry.
Hyatt. But yeah, I was
7:35.
So I was going around work and shit, and I would like walk up to somebody and be like, "Hey, dude, this fucking cop came by earlier. They gave me your card. They want you to call them whenever you get a chance." I would just like hand it to them. They just,
This is your cop card?
"What the fuck? From Colorado? What? Why are they from Colorado?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, I don't know, man. They just gave me this. Told me to tell you when you got in, give them a call."
What if they called it? What would happen?
I mean, you would call the Morrison Police Department.
That's just the office.
Yeah.
What if you
Yeah.
faxed it?
If I'm guessing they actually police department probably still has a fax machine.
Guarantee they do.
Yeah, so yeah.
We should fax them something.
I'm sure you can
Derek,
call
can you
them.
get the fax machine out?
But yeah, see, there you go,
There.
Derek.
Is that thing faxes?
Dude, fax him a dick.
Fax them the card. Like, do you know this person?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
this is a great segue.
We don't know who this was. Yeah.
Perfect segue. Now,
Okay.
I'm going to grab myself a couple beers here. So I'm going to read the title.
take one.
You guys talk about whatever you want. I only masturbate for work. How sex toys are tested before they go on sale.
I would
Discuss.
like I want that job.
Is that sex toy?
I know how they get tested before they're bought. I see them on the shelves and I try them out.
You know, just grab them right off the shelf.
Yeah, durability test.
Yeah.
I mean, they passed their factory test.
Did you even grab me a beer?
They haven't passed my test. I don't know
You didn't grab
inspector
me a
number
beer.
7.
You didn't say you wanted one.
Oh, I did. You just
Asshole.
must not have heard me.
That's why I just got it
Don't
myself.
speak fart.
I don't need that drama.
Well, notice he gets 2 for himself.
No, he don't speak it, but he understands it.
Fucking Christ.
What? That's not what I meant. I don't.
Bend over and pick that up.
Do you need a beer, Tony?
I just opened that one.
John, you need a beer?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, fuck you.
All right, no problem.
All right, I don't even know if this is worthy of a what state this happened in, because I'm sure this is like, we'll send it to you, test it out, give us your feedback. But
Probably
we
multiple
can go ahead and try to
companies.
guess where this person lives.
Wait, is that Dos Equis? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
shit, you got Dos Equis?
No.
Did that offer still stand?
No.
All right.
It's a once in a lifetime.
All right. For a moment like this.
I was like, you're not even on the next one. You're behind still, and then you got to get to the next one.
Well, I'm about to be done with this one.
I know, but by the time you get to that one, it's going to be warm.
I wasn't planning on drinking tonight because
I
tomorrow.
know, that's why I didn't want 2.
The beer show.
Understandable.
I don't pull 2 out. Like
I'm not
Understandable.
saying
That was
a
psycho.
state or a
It's totally
city in
uncalled
here,
for.
but this is pretty funny, and I'm looking forward to reading this to you, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
How many sex toys can a tester have at home?
Never
How many
enough.
people test a toy before it is marketed?
All of them.
We talked to Venus O'Hara, an orgasm activist and well-known educator, about the use of these devices. Orgasm activist.
That intrigues me.
What do you do for a living? I'm an orgasm activist.
So are you saying like people
Do you
aren't
think
having them
she's
enough? Or
pro-life?
you're doing it wrong? Or
Well,
like,
this
what-
is a person that
probably all
tests
of
sex
those?
toys. So they must be, well, yeah, I don't know what orgasm activism means. I'm assuming you're probably
I'll
along the
show
right
you.
lines.
Or is there still a discussion about whether the female orgasm's
Is
real
this
or
like
not?
similar to
Is that a
like
thing?
Who gives
breastfeeding
a
in
shit?
public?
Oh!
I could jerk off
No,
in
that's
public
how can
because
you tell
women
if a woman's
breastfeed.
came or not?
Well, do
Who
they,
gives a shit?
Oh,
don't they have to like review it? Give
That's what this is, I think. We'll find out.
Do it.
The data says that sex toys are experiencing a great moment. During the COVID pandemic, sex toys sector turned a profit of over $29 billion worldwide, according to consulting firm Grandview Research, which expects the sector to grow an additional 8% to nearly $50 billion by 2028. The use of sex toys tests... Venus O'Hara, an orgasm activist and well-known educator on the use of sex toys, tests these devices to review their properties and performance. She started receiving a large number of them thanks to participation in Eros, an erotic El Pais blog. I don't even know what that means. Or Pace, P-A with the I with the tilde or whatever. Yes, blog.
What the fuck?
Pais,
he
I
reads
don't
so
know.
fucking fast. Teal
Where
Day.
her
That's what
reviews
it's
are widely
called, isn't
followed.
it?
we're not going anywhere. Calm down.
Now I have 800 erotic toys at home. I keep them in the guest room where they are arranged and divided by categories. It's impossible to say which one is my favorite. If you always use the same one, your body gets used to it. And that's what happened to me with the very famous Rabbit, which became well known thanks to Sex and the City. One day it broke, and with a blessing, because it forced me to rediscover other toys and to make a mind-body connection, thanks to which I can now reach orgasm with any toy. I think it's essential to have variety. I would say that you have to have 5 different ones, and among them, you can't miss... This is a person with 800. Among them, you can't miss the clitoris sucker, the wand, and the rabbit. Her top
Yeah,
3.
some classics.
So I should buy more real dolls then.
Dude, so makes me want to get married.
Why?
Do you use sex toys of women?
No, just the way she talks about it. Just once you get tired of one thing, you gotta keep moving. You gotta have variety. Like
What do you think this
I get
woman
one
looks
dick.
like,
That's just
even?
too much for me. Like I can't. I got
Too much?
Or
One dick's
not
too
enough.
much?
I gotta change it
When
up.
was the last time she actually had a real dick?
That's what.
Oh, I'm sure this slut's
With a name like
fucking
Venus
got-
something.
Whoa,
Yo,
Derek
Derek,
went there.
Whoa, you
I was just gonna ask.
Yeah,
like,
I went there.
A lot of times.
Yeah, I went there.
I should get a culture point back for that.
No.
That was horribly
No,
misogynist.
this is about you, John, not me.
Stop it.
Horribly misogynist.
I feel like a lot of times those kind of people are former porn stars.
What she look like? What she look like? What she look
And
like?
with a name like Venus, whatever, I'm like, I feel like she was in
Is there
some
a
adult
picture of
movies
her?
at one
Might
point.
be a stage
Let me
name.
look her name up. Stage name.
But I mean,
Watch me masturbate with one of my 800 toys.
to be completely honest,
and
though,
if you're
those are the
lucky,
people I'm
all
gonna trust.
800 at the same time.
It'll be a pen name.
That'd be hard
You know?
to do. Yeah, a pen.
I don't listen to
Oh.
people talk about weed that have never smoked weed. So
That's fake. That's AI.
Oh, that's all her.
Let's click on the blurry one. Click on the blurry one. Yeah, click on the blurry one.
Yeah, but is that her though?
Right,
Some people, somebody named.
Click on the blurry one. show images. What is that? A joint? Or is that a?
Oh,
is that a dildo?
She's topless, but you can't see the boobies.
Is it a? Well, click on the link.
I mean, I'd buy it.
Top, you can't see the boobies.
I mean, yeah, I got a credit card. Hold on, I'll get you $4.99.
There's another one with the boobs cut off. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Great.
Oh, what do you think
Cut her
this
tits
is?
off.
What does everybody think this? Oh, come on.
You're about to be turned down.
All right, this image right here.
Oh Jesus.
What do you think that image is?
Well, I feel like they're trying to make you think it's
Yeah.
spread legs.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I feel like that's not what it is.
Blurry one or the?
Yeah, the blurry one.
Oh my god.
Same one we just saw.
Anyways, though, I mean, like,
Next-
that's disgusting.
I mean,
Next story.
I buy what she's saying.
Next story.
What was the point of that story? That she just got a lot of sex toys,
Fucking hilarious.
and you should have a bunch.
No, this was the girl that tests sex toys.
Yeah, but you get one flashlight and people call you a fucking freak.
Basically.
How many flashlights
Well,
do you
because you
have?
use it in a
Two.
park
I
when
mean,
there's kids
one.
around.
All right, here's what the
I'm in
experts
the
in the
truck.
field say.
In the
They
back.
recommend trying a sex toy several times to find out if there's a learning curve.
On the
And they
tailgate.
agree that there is no optimal
Why
state
are we
of
still
arousal
talking about
for trying
sex
them.
toys
Who here has used a sex toy?
on a girl?
Sure.
Whatever, dude. Why you gotta
Sure.
Have you not had a cock ring? It's a sex toy.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm thinking about. That's not the
Or a vibrating
That's not the
cock ring?
shit that I'm thinking about with that they're testing most likely. Those
Well,
are
not her.
yeah.
She's getting penetrated 800 times.
Is she also testing French ticklers out and shit?
I'm sure whatever sex toy she agrees to try out.
Yeah.
Out the side hatch?
Lane, are you a prude?
I think Lane might be a
Are you a
fucking
prude
super-
stuck up
Are you a
prude?
prude?
Super
Culture points.
I'm gonna come.
You nerd.
But why do I get culture points? He's the prude.
I feel like Lane's
No,
a
you
virgin.
don't get any.
Lane,
you
you a
don't
virgin?
You don't get a fucking culture point for being prudish. I was raised Catholic.
That sucks.
So you get drunk on wine and you do what you want. All the little boys.
If he wasn't a prude, we never would have heard
He
that.
just admitted it. He's going to come to hearing that.
Stop it. Get some help.
What's next? Are we gonna get to my topics finally?
Did you put some
Oh, you got
topics
some
in
topics?
Yes.
Let's get to him.
I'm trying to burp. It's stuck.
I feel like Derek's trying to bring the show down.
What's yours called?
There it is.
You always just scroll right past it.
Really quick, what's the best ice cream in Omaha?
Meow say what?
Yeah,
Best
man.
ice cream what?
In Omaha.
Oh, like ice cream place? I have
Yeah.
no fucking clue. I feel like all the good ones are kind of down this area, and I don't get down this area. Like places like the Ted and Wally's.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
like, yeah, I don't ever get to those places because they're way
Layton,
down
have
here.
you read this story?
Of course.
Valentino's.
You always send me stories and you say, "Oh, I didn't really read it." Can you read it?
I browsed this one.
There's a
Valentino's?
Can you
Valentino's
give
ice
us the
cream.
gist?
The pizza place.
Yeah.
Their ice milk.
No,
Oh. What?
no. Ted and Wally's.
Speaking of ice milk,
I think it's Ted and Wally's did a Valentino's flavored ice cream.
Ew.
Yeah.
No, I'll try.
Ew, I'll try it.
I mean,
Sounds disgusting.
just savory ice cream.
It sounds awful.
Yeah, it's
cold pizza.
It basically tastes like a cold pizza,
That's
from what I
full
heard.
pizza, yeah. Except with a shitload more sugar. That's all.
And the crust is sort of like a weird bread, like shortbread. Because there's like pieces of crust
That
in
actually
it.
might not be bad.
So I don't know. I think it's a limited edition
I
sort
would
of thing.
hope so.
But yeah. Anyway, go ahead. What were you guys talking about? We were talking about ice cream.
mysterious link between cats and schizophrenia is real. Study finds. This
Did the
came
research?
out
Crazy cat
in
lady.
the last 7 days.
So actually, the article talks about how they need more research. There's not really a link, but there is a strange link between like having a cat as a kid and develop schizophrenia as
Well,
an
this
adult.
says having a cat as a pet could potentially double a person's risk of schizophrenia related disorders.
Yeah, if you read further, that's what they talk about. Is like,
Australian researchers found
Honestly,
this.
I had like 6 or 7 of them
In
growing
the
up.
Olympic.
So
Crikey. These cats are going bonkers.
they did something with the
are
saliva.
they trying to find like crazy
A
cat
kitty
lady?
cat
Is
ate
that-
me baby.
No, it's something to do with like the bacteria that might be in their saliva when they bite you. And
Well, I know
shit.
there's
Maybe they
always,
get
like,
infected.
I know
you
there's like things with like the cat litter. You can't like do cat litter when you're pregnant, and then there was always
yeah, I
wives'
forgot about
tales.
So
that.
this is compiled
There
over
was always
17
wives' tales
studies
about
over across 44 years.
cats and babies and shit.
from 11 countries.
Because like
Yeah.
cats would like suffocate babies.
piss on them and shit.
Well, they'd put their paws on their mouths because they'd see them breathe and shit, and they'd see their lips move.
Cats,
And
like warm.
Don't
like
it.
shit like that. So
I
they'll
had
go
a
and
cat. A cat I grew up with laid on my chest one time, and I was like 5th grade, I think. I remember having a dream like I couldn't breathe, and I started swatting at something, and I start waking up out of the dream, and I'm just literally pummeling my cat. And when I stop, he takes off running. He never got in bed with me again.
No shit.
And he lived a long time after that. But
because he stopped getting into bed with you.
Yeah.
It's on to me.
Exactly. Mike Tyson over here against Jake Paul. But
I can't wait.
Yeah, me neither. It's on my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Wow.
Legos and
Sorry,
bikes.
cats killing people.
But yeah, cats lay in it. They like the warm breath, and it compresses your chest. So having a cat could potentially double the risk. Australian research, they did this over 17 studies for 44 years, including 11 countries, including the U.S. and the U.K. This is what they say. We found an association between broadly defined cat ownership, whatever that means, and increased odds of developing schizophrenia-related disorders. Says, and if you want to know the guy's name, John McGrath.
Okay, I mean, but if you probably widened it and look at a scale of how many houses have cats, and just how many times schizophrenia happens,
okay,
like
I think
seems like
you could probably
it
do a
may
stat
not
with
be
like
a
these people
direct-
that all have dogs leads to this. Like
Son of Sam.
Well, hear about this though.
Everybody has dogs
Maybe
to
this is
kill
where they're
the bull.
going though. Is like, you know, when you think of an evil person or somebody that's sick in the mind, do you think they would more likely have a cat or a dog?
Cat.
Cat.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
100%.
yeah, because
Because technically, Son of Sam was the neighbor's dog.
No, if you had somebody that's like, well,
Hitler had
predisposed to a
dogs.
Oh, Hitler had dogs.
Maybe
No-
if you think
nobody
of
would
somebody
feed
that
anything to
murders
a
people
dog.
regularly. Well, okay,
like a body.
violent crime versus like
Pit bulls are gentle.
That's what pigs are for.
crazy
That's
murder,
true.
like serial murder, but like violent crime person,
would
dog
suck.
or cat person.
Violent crime is probably more dog.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
they got to have Rottweilers and, shit to protect their shit.
Yeah,
But they also have lions.
Dude, that sounded racist as fuck. You're calling them all black people and they're gangsters
No,
and
he
drug
didn't say
dealers?
black.
He did. If you listen to him.
I did not.
Listen between
See,
the lines.
listen to him deny it. That was so racist.
Yeah, you are a little racist, Lane.
He's talking about black people.
No, before the show, didn't he say I can't say
Mexicans.
faggot because you guys get mad at me?
And see, okay, because it was a quote.
But I can say it because yeah, exactly.
Well,
I'm just telling you what piece of shit Lane is.
paging Dr. Faggot.
Fucking racist.
Dr. Faggot. That's you, Derek.
Hi.
Better go, Dr. Faggot.
You didn't.
Somebody need a shot in the caboose?
No, that's
That's Cave
no,
Robot.
that's scary about no, because it's okay in
Oh, Jesus
context of the
Christ.
movie because he's not a gay person. He's just a buddy.
So,
But then you made
either
it-
way, do you feel like you have schizophrenia?
Oh, I have 2 cats.
You've had 2 cats
So
your
not
whole
like
life.
quadrupled then? Like,
But you've had it your whole life, too.
No, I'm probably schizophrenic. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I got a ton of issues. I don't know if schizophrenia is necessarily one of them.
I mean, I talk to
I wouldn't blame my
insects.
cats for it.
Well, it might be the cat's fault.
I pray to Patrick
If
Mahomes.
anything, I think my cats help me.
I think you're confusing schizophrenia with autism.
I think people make it worse than cats do.
Oh, I just think you're doing like the.
So you know how everybody says Dylan Raiola looks like Patrick
a
Mahomes and
little
shit?
bit.
I actually heard an
the
interview with him the other
haircut.
day, and it sounds like their voices should be flipped. Dylan Raiola sounds like a grown man, and Patrick Mahomes sounds like a fucking freshman in high school, in college.
I haven't.
Derek,
Did you listen to Bussin'?
grab
Yeah.
the
That's all I was
bottom
on it.
part.
Yeah,
I didn't
and
watch it.
that was the first time I'd heard him talk, and he sounds like a man. Like he's got a deep voice and shit. And I'm like, and then I heard almost like the next day, I heard the interview with Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, I mean, I always made fun of him sounding like Kermit the Frog or whatever.
Yeah.
But when he's just talking, he just sounds really high pitched, and I was just like,
What's wrong with that?
Come at me, dog.
Have you
I
seen
feel
the
like they
show
should be
Down
switched.
and Out? With McBride, Danny McBride.
Eastbound and down.
yeah, he's bound down. Yes.
There's a comparison where
Down and
Mahomes
out.
in an interview and they're asking him questions and he's just like Danny McBride. We can
Kenny
listen to
Powers.
it. Yeah, Kenny Powers.
So, what's your opinion on Raiola, though?
I mean, as far as like how he looks, I think he looks good. I mean,
Well, just your.
a lot of the highlights I saw, and I'm sure there are shots of this in practice, but the highlights I saw were him throwing these deep bombs and all that shit, and that's
Yeah.
awesome. But I think a lot of what I want to see is like those hard throws that are mid.
Are we
Like,
still talking about the
I want to
sex
see
toys?
like a dart from like 20 yards as opposed to like this bomb, because it's like you can drop back and
Anyone can bomb.
yeah, I'm not anybody, but if you have an arm, you can do that. But
No,
I
no,
want
are
to
we-
see like, do you have a grip on the ball and can actually?
Are you talking about
thread
football
it?
or the sex toy lady now?
No.
We're talking about
Because
football.
I think that applies both.
I mean, it can.
You gotta have a firm grip. I don't want you throwing my dick around.
I mean, but you want somebody that's not going to lob it over
Not
there.
60 yards.
You want a dart like right there. Like you want to catch it.
No. She catches your dart.
Yeah, well, you want to throw the dart so it hits you right there. Like
it all applies to the sex toys.
But-
God damn.
there you go.
You also want to be able to like get it on the outside, you know, like
Well, yeah, I just-
where only you can get it, you know.
Well, yeah, you don't want to have to reach too far for it. Like you want it kind of close.
But I'm talking about
Initially, you want control
so, like,
up against your chest. You want to like bring it in, so you don't have to reach for it and bring it. Like you want it hit right. You want to feel it. You know.
No, I get it. Yeah.
You
So
gotta keep-
Shot in the chest.
Well, even
saying
if it hits you in
football
the
things,
face, you
but
gotta catch it.
Yeah.
even
Well,
if
you
it's
got
in
to.
the face, you gotta catch it.
You got
I mean,
Yeah.
I
body
mean,
shot.
you're gonna end up with like white stuff on your face from the
Chalk.
the chalk.
Chalk.
You have the cock.
Chalk.
Okay.
But no, I think Dylan's gonna be good.
Sweaty man.
One thing I was surprised actually hearing about is Danny Kaelin. Like I've kind of heard, not that I expected bad things, but I've heard like real good things. Like he's bigger than I guess I thought that he was gonna be.
Yeah, he's like a big tight end kind
like
of.
he can apparently he can sling it.
Tight
Is what I
end.
was hearing.
And we still have Harbor.
Oh, dude, he was in that same interview from the bussin'.
Yeah.
That kid, holy shit.
I gotta watch it now. So it's Harburg.
One,
and
well, so one,
Raiola?
you got to remember these kids are literally kids.
Yeah, he's 18.
18,
He
19, 20. Well,
graduated
Harburg's-
early even,
I mean,
you
Harburg's
know?
what, a sophomore, so he's
Well,
probably
yeah,
20,
he's
19,
maybe
20. And it's funny because it's
He's supposed to be a
like it's every
senior
other word
right
that
now.
comes out of his mouth. He's just like, so like, and this one like, and like, and so like, and then you're like,
Well,
keep coming. And
sure
he's
they're
just,
nervous.
he's got a lot of, you can tell he's still nervous. He's not used to the cameras and shit, that kind of the interviews. He still gets, there was one time where, so they had Nash Huntmaker. He kept, put the mic up. He'd hold the mic and he would start coming down there like, oh shit,
yeah.
sorry. So you could tell they're still nervous and shit. So there's a lot of nerves
And
involved.
he's a big guy.
So they aren't the cleanest interviews, but yeah, it was good. I got a kick.
I mean,
out
I
of
feel like the busing is kind of more of a relaxed. They try to do an
and you can
interview,
definitely
but,
tell.
like,
So like, yeah, Dylan's real kind of reserved, not reserved, but he's very tied up, and he kind of knows what he's doing. He's been doing a lot of interviews, probably for the recruiting thing, and then Harburg is kind of relaxed, but then Nash he's dropping F-bombs, and he's like, oh yeah, I fucked that up.
He's like
or
a
something.
senior.
Yeah, he's like a senior, been around for a while, and they
Yeah.
were talking about his wrestling and stuff.
Yeah, he's fucking bad.
Yeah, and the way he talks, you can tell he's kind of the vet. He's been around for a while, so that's real cool to see. And then
Yeah, I'm
But
pumped
it's-
for this season, man.
I'm excited. I don't want to be that person, but
Here's
I can't help
Mahomes
it.
and Kenny Powers together. Oh, you got me on, Lane?
No, yeah, nothing there.
I got nothing.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Print up the script. Let's do it.
All right.
What'd you do?
Unplugged. Here we go.
Cool story, dude.
Oh, wait.
Hail Satan!
Hail
It was-
Satan!
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Told you it wasn't my fucking fault.
Microphone covering up the mute.
You definitely
icon.
blew it.
I blew it.
Man,
No, so we
you
started
are
off. They actually
one
threw a nice
pathetic-
party for us at the hotel. The Chainsmokers came through. DJ Khaled came through. I had the goddamn Spoon Man from the Soundgarden videos coming to my shit.
No way.
Oh yeah, I'm talking 6 grills burning at all times. Tiki torches, 3 whole pigs, fucking shitloads of macaroni and cheeses, baked potatoes, collard greens, a horse, fucking Puerto Rican chicks showing their pussies and tits.
God, I love fucking Kenny Powers.
I thought, yeah, I did not
Fucking
remember it
Puerto Rican
sounding
chicks.
like that, but yeah. I guess I didn't realize his voice was that high when he was talking. I always kind of, you're fucking out. And getting all growly with it. But yeah, that definitely sounds like Pat.
Well, I hope Raiola relaxes a little bit and just kind of, I don't know. I hope he sticks around, first of all.
Well, I think if...
His uncle is there, he's going to stay.
Did you say you watched the interview yet? The
No.
bussin'
No, I
interview?
just knew he was on
it. If what he's saying, if he's genuine, which obviously you never know what's in somebody's heart and the way they really are, but if you take him on face value, like, I think the reasons why he decided to come here would keep him here.
Yeah.
Just because he's kind of like they ask. I mean, they straight up ask him like, "What happened? Like you were committed, and then this committed, and then you jumped here at the last minute." They're like, "This is what happened. What was going on?" And he just kind of made it seem like. So I'd heard the stories about he wanted to be a part of something to build. You know, he wanted if I go here, I'll be kind of like anybody. If I go back to Nebraska, rebuild it, like I'll, it's kind of a
be the
your legacy
star.
sort of thing. Like,
is this Raiola the person?
He's the new quarterback.
The new quarterback.
Oh, quarterback.
His uncle's the offensive line coach.
That's why I recognize the name. Okay.
Yeah, his dad was like a whatever I don't know if we have a ring of honor or whatever. He's an all-time Husker legend.
Yeah.
So it was a big thing. He was going to go to Ohio State, then he was going to go to Georgia. He was committed there for a long time, and then like, the last minute he committed over to Nebraska. And a lot of people were kind of like, suspicious of why he did it. And then, like I said, if you take him on face value, which I do, I have no reason to believe it 'cause he hasn't been caught lying about a bunch of shit. So, he just kind of...
He bought a Lambo.
He might have. I mean, if I was that kid, I probably would. I mean, I don't know about a Lambo. Well, actually, at that age, I would have bought a Lambo.
Yeah,
exactly. I was loving Lambos then.
I feel like
Do you think Kyle
maybe I made
Rittenhouse
that
has a
up.
Lambo?
What?
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, but he gets booed out of every college
He
he ever
does-
goes
Exactly.
Does he have money?
Exactly. I
to.
don't think
Well, I'm
that's
sure he
jack
got
shit.
book deals and.
He wrote a book? That's the
didn't
kid
say
that
I
shot
said he got a
the-
book deal. Yeah.
Multiple people.
He was
killed one or two.
Dude, he
killed
was
two
killed two people.
Two?
He was
Yeah.
propped up by a shit ton of Republican donors.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, for sure.
They gave him
Gun
a
rights.
ton of money. Yeah. Anyway,
I know
Gun
those
rights,
people
man.
were
Back
paid
to
by
football.
the NRA and fucking crazy that they all support him. Yeah, he murdered people. It was self-defense. Model citizen.
Anyway, back to football.
Crossing straight lines
This
with
is
a
more
fucking
fun.
illegally obtained gun.
But yeah, so that was that.
Where's
kid.
the red and white game?
I don't know when,
When is
it
it?
is.
It's like next
It's gonna be
weekend.
soon. Is
It's
it?
next weekend, yeah. I'm gonna be
But
busy
it's-
during
yeah,
it.
it-
I never watched the spring game.
No. And they were actually talking. They've been talking lately
It's
about
a
how
scrimmage.
little it matters anymore, and especially with NIL, with the way the kind of college football is.
Yeah.
People aren't really. It's not as
and
big.
that's why they changed it to an 11 o'clock game, and there's also like a volleyball or maybe a baseball game that night.
Yeah, there's another something. Yeah,
So
probably
they're like
baseball,
trying to
maybe.
tie it into a whole big Husker day or whatever for
Well,
recruiting.
yeah, and that was the thing is Nebraska was really good at using that as a recruiting tool because you get 90,000 people out to a practice, and athletes see that and they're like, holy shit, they just you feel the love and
Yeah.
so. But anymore with NIL, it's kind of the way recruiting is. They're just like it's not as big a deal. But I think this year, so the way they've been talking, they've been doing a thing called spring ball, which essentially is just
Practice.
yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
you're
almost
allowed
more
to practice.
it's scrimmages. Like practices, you're doing
Drills.
positions and drills, and like the spring ball is each of the quarterbacks has a team, and they have an offensive, a defense, and they have like names, and they've been so like practice has been split from what they were saying like half and half, and half of it's practice, and the other half's almost like the spring ball, and they each have a team with their name, and they like like the offensive lines rotate, so it's like. You get a good offensive line, you're going to dominate your second and third string, that kind of stuff. But they have certain rules about it. But it's almost like they have a point system. They play each other, and he puts like this real competition thing. But what it allows them to do is you have a first team, a second team, and a third team. So even your backups are getting regular practice. What is going on out there?
I'm hearing that too.
What was that?
Something's locked into something.
It was a cat meowing, maybe.
Dog or a cat is scratching.
Was
and
it a
meowing.
cat? I heard really hype.
I don't know. Something's out there stuck. Anyway,
What's her?
I think it's the new cat.
The other cat might be. Where's
Oh, I don't know where that cat's at. Cat.
Oh, cat.
It's Cat. His name is Cat.
That was a horrific sound that cat was making. Oh shit! Now Derek's bringing it. Great. Derek's high with a cat. Here we go.
You're not supposed to pet the cat when you're high.
Yeah, man. It's God's kitten. It's God's cat.
That's supposed to pet it.
I was just hoping I had a tumor and I was hearing things. But yeah.
Was it that cat or was it the other cat? Cat was a cat.
Poppy. Poppy is a
So anyway, I'm excited about the Husker season.
1.5-week-old British
Yeah,
Golden.
I'm very excited. I think,
It'll be interesting because
the more shit I see about Rhule, like the more I buy into his shit. Like
I read a really good
I
article.
feel like the guy's the guy.
It was very objective or non-biased with comparing Rhule and Prime. coaching.
Yeah, that's the whole
styles.
culture war thing coming.
Well, they have complete opposite styles.
Dude, Prime
Rhule's
has not done one in-house visit.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Like,
yeah, that's
Rhule's
ridiculous.
done to like 300 visits.
Yeah. And then
in a little over a year.
And that's another thing. I saw that today. So he had, or CU, I should say. I shouldn't say Prime, but it was CU, the school, had 14 transfers, like 14 guys leave. Like
another 14.
I don't know. This was the newest that I saw, including one of their starting offensive tackles, Savion Washington, I think is his name. He was like a big recruit, big 4 or 5 star, I think, last year.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Like started for him this year. Lineman. And then the number 1 cornerback in the country from this recruiting class, which surprised the shit out of me because if you're a cornerback in the world,
Matt Rhule has recruited to Nebraska.
If you're a cornerback in this country, you want to go learn from Deion Sanders. It was like, regardless of what I think about him personally, he's the best cornerback to ever play. Like any cornerback would want to learn from him. That's why he got Travis Hunter.
Yeah, but Colorado sucks.
But you would still want to learn your position from the best to ever do it. If he was that good
if
at
he's
teaching,
a good teacher.
Yeah, that's who you'd want to learn from. The number 1 cornerback left that team. And then on top of that, they were interviewing him. Like some interview reporter was asking him about all the guys that left, and he was just like real non-dismissive about it. He was just like, "What? Who left?" And he's like, "Well, you had some guys on leave."
Of course,
well,
like
what
that.
guys? What guys were they? He's like, "Well, potential starters." And he's like, "Potential starters for what? Have you seen this team out here? Have you been watching us practice? You don't know what's going on." And it's like, dude, it was your starting tackle from last year and the number 1 recruit in the country from last year. Like, those guys might be important. But he's just like, so it's that their total attitudes are completely different. Yeah. It's crazy. Like
Deion's always had an attitude.
Well, yeah, but you would expect
hot shit.
Prime time.
You would expect to be able to take that attitude and like give it to your players, like not
I think it's what
show them the attitude, but like this is how you have
this
attitude.
is the same shit they went through last year. Remember, like his first year there, something like 90% of the team quit.
Well, those are the guys he told to basically leave. Yeah, he's like, y'all ain't good enough. I'm bringing in my guys.
He did. He brought in like 70 different people.
Yeah,
and
those.
I feel like he did that again though. He brought in like another.
He did the same thing. They had
year.
a bunch of dudes leave, and they brought in a bunch of guys, like the most in the country, both sides again.
So it's going to be a completely different team.
And it's not even the fact that he's doing it that way. I get trying to do something different, but it's the whole. I know exactly what I'm doing. And everybody else is fucking wrong no matter what. Because he was just like, what? Who did we lose? And it's like, if you look at like Rhule, when somebody leaves from Nebraska, his first thought is, hey, we wish him the best. We're going to look out for him. He just didn't work out. He wanted to leave. That's cool. We appreciate that. We support it.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do. Like, they're talking about Deion's number 1 recruit leaving. He's like, who? We ain't missing nobody. And I was like, damn, dude. Like, that's not even, like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that is rude. So, yeah, I feel like Deion's time in the spotlight.
If he doesn't
he's gonna
do a lot better,
explode.
But yeah, I mean, we heard the same thing last year because it was like, it's something new. You're bringing in a bunch of high star recruits. A lot of them are going to play. Maybe he can do something. And then it just started off good, went to shit.
Didn't they win like their first 4 games and then lost
3-0,
all of them?
And then went like 1-8 in the conference.
Yeah. Okay.
It was bad.
It was. Yeah. Well, they are in a completely different conference now.
We finished with a better record.
Yeah. They're back in the Big 12.
All right,
yeah.
I want to go over something that's going to get John into the story here.
He just left.
You just wait till he goes to the
bathroom? I'm
bathroom?
going to speak loudly enough for him to hear me.
Can you hear us, John?
John, this is for you. Dead man wheeling.
Jesus.
This is kind of a crazy story. I think it happened in Brazil. Authorities believe the corpse of the man who was wheeled to a bank in Brazil died about 2 hours before the incident.
Oh, I saw a video on this guy.
What?
Yeah.
They brought in a dead dude on like a wheelchair.
Like Weekend Bernie style?
Yeah.
Not
this
even.
girl did.
Because there was no string set up. The dude rolled in like this.
Well, she's like trying to like.
He's
you
in a
can see
wheelchair.
her hand behind his head, and she's kind of like holding it up, and then she's using the other hand to help him like write stuff.
No,
did the
they hold up his
person
hand,
know?
like she's like trying to put a pen in his hand, but they're holding up his hand and it's dead, so he's not really holding anything. But his mouth is still agape, like he looks dead.
Yeah,
he rolls in like, and then she rolls him in, and
yeah, his idea.
Was it like
Robin Williams' impression of a hot dog and
like
Mrs. Doubtfire?
It's not
was
rigged.
it like his money she was trying
Rigor
to
mortis.
steal? Like,
Yeah, I think it was his money that it was
She
like
was
a
trying to-
will maybe or something like
I'll
that.
read a little bit more here. So, new security footage shows Erica D'Souza pushing her uncle, uncle in quotes, a 68-year-old Roberto Braga's lifeless body through the mall. D'Souza is claiming that Braga died sitting in the wheelchair at the bank. However, police are suggesting otherwise. Rio
been
de
dead for a
Janeiro
minute.
Civil Police Chief Fabio Souza says cadaver spots were on the back of Braga's head, meaning that he had been dead for 2 hours at least. D'Souza is now facing charges including attempted theft by fraud and vilification of a corpse.
Yeah, you gotta see the video.
It's fucking. The video is.
The video's great.
Here, I'm playing it right now.
I mean, other than the fact it's a dead dude.
is it
but
just
it's
like a security footage, or
it's a very clear for security footage.
what was that?
Oh, you gotta get some unedited shit. I straight up saw that dead dude's mouth hanging wide open.
Oh, it's playing now.
Oh, so we can't see the face?
Yes, that's some blurred out. That's some news shit.
Let me find the face.
We don't want to show a dead body on the news.
Lame.
Not the right dead body.
Yay!
We'll show a dead body.
You blew it!
All right, I gotta go.
You're gonna leave?
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta set up the Hope Brews tomorrow, so I got like a
At what time?
14-hour day.
What time do you have to set it up?
I'm gonna get there about noon, so
Here's video.
noon to midnight.
What are you setting up?
Oh, it's blurred out again.
All the
They've
all
censored
AV.
the internet.
Yeah, most likely.
I also have me and my lawyer at 9 in the morning, so
I did see the raw footage.
Meet a lawyer in the morning
I'm going to meet with my lawyer in the morning. Yes.
on a Friday.
For your shoulder?
Yeah.
A lawyer? What are they gonna do?
Do lawyer stuff.
For your
Give me fixed up.
shoulder?
Yeah. They're not fixing it. They're making sure it gets fixed. They're not sitting there with the fucking fork, stab me in the shoulder.
Okay, well, yeah, clarify.
I should have to clarify that
I
the
guess I
lawyers aren't
I
gonna.
didn't know why you have to bring a lawyer in to get your shoulder fixed.
It's a workers' comp case. Yeah.
Not going well? You haven't gone to court yet?
Well, you usually don't have to. I mean, it's kind of a rare thing
you
unless
are
they
going
really push
to?
back. No, didn't have reason to. Tomorrow morning, they're just going to get my recorded statement of I don't know what. So it's been 6 months since my surgery. So, no, 5.
I mean, how is it?
Not where it's supposed to be. So probably all I can say on a recorded podcast.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Derek, I don't know what it is about the location of your house, but I always have the best pisses here. Whew. So good.
Yeah, no, it drains the main vein for
It's
sure.
a good one. I don't know if it's the lean of the house. I don't know what it is.
The Carly picture's not up though
I think
anymore.
it's the energy.
It's gotta be. Gotta be.
Right?
Maybe John brings
Yeah,
it out of me.
there's no fucking where's Carly's fucked up picture?
Wow. What did I walk into?
It was like a picture of her,
It's her
high
senior
school
photo.
pictures. Yeah, senior photos.
So it's like Avril Lavigne.
That's what everybody
I
likes
took
to
a
see.
photo of it.
Good.
I was gonna
I
print,
hung it
print
up
it
there
out.
to
and put it
embarrass
back
her
up.
because she didn't want the picture. Her mom always sneaks shit into our bag that we bring when we go there. Sometimes we'll just like take some leftover food or whatever, or she'll just send us home with the bag. Carly will be like, "Don't send it home with me," and she always like sneaks it in. And we show up here. Probably 90% of the time, it's disgusting food nobody wants.
What else is in it?
Yeah, what else is it?
Well, we had this picture of Carly of her fucking glamour.
And what
fucking
else?
Senior shot.
What else?
Oh, she got some
besides
glamour
that?
shots?
Oh,
Nice.
Well, this reminds me, John. I have some chips for you if you want them.
Oh yeah.
There's some barbecue chips.
Uh-huh.
And then there's another flavor that is cream cheese and chive.
Okay.
You want them?
Well, yeah, but
Why are you just offering them to
what's
John?
We
the
didn't
joke?
want these chips to begin with.
What's
We
the
wound up with
joke?
them. There's no joke there. You can have them. I
Unopened?
find them disgusting.
Okay.
Is he like Mikey and you just want him to eat shit?
I've tried
Like,
the
what is
bar.
going on?
No. I haven't. Well, cream
He
cheese
just
and chive to me
knows
sounds
they can get
disgusting.
rid of
Sounds
food.
amazing.
But the barbecue is all right. For me, it was like too sweet.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
I didn't have it at breakfast.
No.
It's not shit flavored.
Sure.
So how's the old man doing?
Which old man?
Carly's dad.
Oh.
Busy as fuck with work.
I don't know. Hey, he was on that podcast with us at one time.
No,
Remember?
he's never been on.
No, that's
Who was it that
different.
was on?
I think was that Chelsea's dad.
Yeah, it's Chelsea's
He's
dad.
Oh, that podcast?
He's never aired
Yeah.
it. And I've never even had a chance to listen back.
No,
Wasn't that
it's
like?
out.
Wasn't that like a?
It's 2 parters. It's 4 fucking hours long.
Yeah.
It's out.
Is that what it was? That was like was that 100 episode?
Yeah, I think that was 100 episode.
So,
Yeah.
And we
It's
ended up
2
talking about,
parters.
like,
It's out there, I
pornos
feel
back
like.
in the day and shit.
It was.
And
Leighton, you
Oh my
always told
God.
us you never fucking posted it.
I laughed so fucking hard that episode. That was great.
That was
No, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I did.
Yeah, I've listened.
I don't
would
think
hope so.
It might not be posted on Podbean, but I think it's on YouTube.
Okay.
Maybe that's the key.
I don't know, but that one was great.
I have to go back now.
Too many people.
We're
God
on
damn.
fucking
It was a lot of people.
episode 990 right now. I think actually.
We're coming up on
Damn.
200.
Yeah,
That's
it's 10 away.
Bicentennial.
Yeah,
Yeah, who do
We
it
got a
up.
romantic
we'll
coin.
be older than America soon. The way we're going.
Yeah, that's how time works.
Yeah, we're still capable of recording.
For
Probably
counting,
last
yes.
longer.
See if electricity exists in another
Yeah,
So that's
10
gonna.
years.
So that's,
or even just.
so that's 10 weeks
5.
away. For on 190, that's 10
Yeah, I
weeks away.
suppose so, huh?
We're gonna do a
Well,
party.
Are we Friday? Yeah,
Do a party? Huh?
we could probably have a Friday night party.
10 weeks from.
Could we have a party and then like sub people in?
Yeah, it's
people
rotating. Yeah,
Carly like host people and then just
yeah.
yeah.
We should.
Is there a cake involved? I feel like we used to have
There is
cake.
now.
We used to have cake all the time back in the day.
Cake for what?
I don't know, but do you remember when it was at my house? People would show up with cakes all the fucking
I
time.
have never
it
once
seemed
had
like.
fucking cake at one of these.
Jesus Christ! And we would
Oh,
always
for
throw.
birthdays. I would always bring
You-
fucking...
you-
I always
Other-
got fed
other
beer and
people-
weed. I have never been given cake.
You were the one that showed up with cake and White Claws all the time.
More than one time I had cake. White Claws, yeah.
But cake always got thrown around. We've never thrown a cake here.
Never once had a food fight.
Yeah, we don't need to
I
start
will
one.
never have a food fight.
I'm feeling like I'm left out of some shit.
I will
I
never
thought-
waste food.
We used to.
Man.
10 weeks from today is going to be June 27th, so 2 weeks after Niobrara.
Well, that's if we're consistent. Sure, we take weeks off, like we're doing Friday next week, right?
I don't know who.
Is that what you said?
That you said?
Yeah, Friday next week. I'll be out of town. Well, I'll be here, but not until late.
And it's gonna start getting nice. Probably take Memorial Weekend off. Maybe.
All right. Well, Wayne, I want to ask you. It looks like you posted a lot of stuff.
Okay, yeah.
here.
So we can skip. We skip the middle one.
I fucking knew it. You
John's
get what
gotta
you're
leave.
worth.
Yeah.
He's
Best
whining.
wedding gift ever.
I didn't post that one. I posted.
Meow. Say what we talked about.
We talked about that, and I posted that one. We'll talk about that one
I
next week.
fucking knew it, or I
We'll
get
talk
what
about.
you're worth.
We'll talk about. I fucking knew it next week. Go to the. You get what you're worth because Tony's here. And it's a good one just to end on.
Dude, I don't know how to take that.
The
I get what I'm worth,
controversy of Caitlin Clark's rookie salary overlooked some crucial details.
I guess I have not read this article.
She cannot afford to buy
so
her.
I don't know the controversy, and I was hoping you guys would
as
be able
the
to
number one
explain
pick,
it.
she's getting $76,000.
But isn't that really good for the WNBA?
Well, it's just
I
like
don't
any
know
other
what the
sport.
biggest
All these
contract
sports.
is.
It's also a rookie
But this
contract.
is no.
Any of these
they're not
sports have
76
structured
a
rookie
year.
contracts.
What?
She's getting paid $76,000 a year on average for the next 4 or 5 years.
So that's pretty
4 or
decent.
5 years.
That's pretty good for playing a game.
Well, I don't even know if it's on average. I think her first year is 76,000, and
But
then
that's
by
without-
the end, it's like 95,000.
She can also license herself out too.
Here's
She
what it
can make
says.
more
She's
money.
not going to make money off a salary. Her money's coming from sponsorship.
Yeah.
deals. Like she's going to be paid so much money in sponsorship deals. It's not even stupid. Like it's,
So is the controversy
Okay,
not
so
worth
this
it?
story is
Well, the
saying it is
controversy is
specific
just-
to her
yeah.
rookie year. She's getting $76,000.
people are just realizing the WNBA don't make shit.
Well, 'cause
That's what's happening.
what
Because now people care because it's
what
a white girl from
is
Iowa.
the WNBA again?
Exactly.
Women's basketball.
Women's National Basketball Association.
No. I
W.
feel like that's not a thing. Like unicorns and
NBA.
dragons and shit.
Hey, they focus
All right,
on
that's
fundamentals.
a bad SNL sketch. Come on.
Is it?
Michael Che did a joke about that. He was like, yeah, AI was writing because when Sports Illustrated got busted writing those AI articles,
Oh,
yeah.
and they're like, yeah, they made up some bullshit called the WNBA. Like, what is that? Like, that's real.
That's great.
Yeah,
I do-
they've
I
been
do
bringing
like
that one back. So yeah,
That's great. But no,
but
no one,
there's,
no
I
one
mean,
cares about the WNBA.
Yeah.
that's the well. Okay, so what's going to happen now is so the Indiana Fever, as soon as they got the first pick, and soon, like they've sold out all their games. Any game Caitlin Clark's going to be at is going to be sold out now. Like they're just season
But
tickets
they
are
were
sold
already
out.
a big school. Well, I guess I don't know. It's the WNBA.
No, Iowa, yeah.
I meant like.
Well, and that's the thing.
Town.
All these
What team?
records that are being broken
That's what I
for
meant, yeah. I didn't
viewerships
know
of
the team.
college basketball games that have been following Caitlin Clark, they're thinking, which good thought, the idea is going to follow into the WNBA.
Yeah.
So now the numbers are going to start coming in.
Maybe.
That's the
what team
thought.
is she on?
The Indiana Fever.
Fever?
Never heard of that.
Well, that's the so. Have you? Okay.
They must be hot.
The WNBA
Fuck you,
champions this
Lane.
last year had a back-to-back champion. Do you know who they are?
The Fever.
Exactly. Like you don't. So it doesn't matter whether they know this team or the best team in the
Here,
league.
I got a question for you. What's the closest WNBA team to here?
Probably KC.
There's
Chicago.
a KC team?
No, there's a Chicago team.
Chicago what?
Chicago Sky.
Chicago.
Sky?
Yeah.
Well, hell, Omaha has a pro volleyball.
Do they?
Yeah. I saw a billboard for it. And I was like,
They're one of like
Is
the
that
first
new?
4 teams.
so,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is the first year.
Yeah, I feel like I'd heard about that.
I'm curious how that's going to go.
But yeah.
Where's it
So
at?
anyway, so
KC had the crossover.
But the weird thing is they're having this controversy about how she's not going to get paid shit, but she's going to bring in the viewers that are going to help lead to more money in the future. Like that's
Yeah.
the point is that she's going to bring in eyeballs, which are going to lead to better money. So
Well,
but
she's
people are
already
complaining about she's not getting paid shit now.
What's the average salary of an MW? Damn it.
Well, like I
WNBA
said,
player?
rookie contracts are all structured, just like every sport. So what she's making isn't because she's Caitlin Clark; it's because she's the #1 pick in this year's draft. Like you get structured at a certain amount.
The base pay, average
people trying
pay
to make-
for WNBA is
trying to make shit out of
$113,000.
Yeah. Is how much?
$113,000 is the average.
And so she's going to come in, and her
NBA
first year is
average?
going to make $10 million probably.
No. Average NBA?
For the NBA?
Yeah, what's the NBA?
Average or minimum?
Average. Well, both. I would like to know both.
Minimum is probably around $1 million or so. Because
Really?
I can speak
Everyone's
for
getting
baseball.
$1 million?
Baseball's minimum is probably $1 million. But that's a major league contract. When you're in the minors, you're on a different contract.
Well, minors for sure.
Yeah, so that's a different. But once you step up and you get called up to the majors, but that's based on a year. If you only make it for a few months, you get paid for the few months.
In the NBA, players took home an average annual salary of over $10 million. With the league's minimum salary set at $1.12 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's also
not to brag, but I was pretty fucking close.
Yeah, no, you were really.
And I was just shooting off the top of my head down that one. But yeah, so it's not much of a controversy. I think more of it. There's funnier shit out there that to bring up. So like, her first year salary is not enough to pay for her most expensive sold rookie card. Like, I think that shit's funny. It's like her most expensive rookie card went for like $78,000, and she makes like $76 for free. Like, I just think that's funny. But it's like her money comes from sponsorships. It kind of always has. Even at
she's
Iowa,
already had those insurance or whatever commercials.
she wasn't taking NIL money
really?
from Iowa. She was doing sponsorship deals.
I'm sure that was at least $500,000, if not more.
She makes
like
bank.
$1.2 million.
What was the team they played in the finals or whatever?
South Carolina.
Fever.
And was there like some controversy between her and the black players?
That was last year.
Oh, but they didn't play
Last
this
year was the whole
LSU.
the ring thing, LSU,
Well,
and
yeah,
they
it's-
thought
no,
there was-
was
don't act like
built
I
up
know what it
beef.
is. Tell me what it is.
That's media beef.
So I think at one point,
Yeah.
One girl
I
acted
think
arrogant.
Caitlin
and
Clark
made
did
the
a
whole
ring thing. They do that's
Because
the
I
thing.
have a ring and they
Kelsey's
don't?
done it. Like, hey,
I'm
give us a ring.
engaged and
No, like
the
championship
ring.
ring. Like, hey, like when you make it to the finals or the quarterfinals, you're like, hey, we're coming for that ring. You know, it's just kind of like you put a ring on my finger. I think football players do it all the time
lots
too.
Of means.
Yeah, some shit
sure.
Kelsey does. It's like, you're gonna ring me. That's my championship ring.
dances.
So it's kind of a talking
Innocent
shit.
hearts.
So then she was doing it, and then when LSU beat them, their Angel Reese was like doing the ring thing, and all of a sudden people were like, "Oh, she's fucking talking shit." It was like Caitlin Clark did it first. She's doing it as like
Everyone
a
can
response
do
to her doing it. Like it's not really but it came out. Oh, she's doing it. She's. So everybody became.
They're players. They talk
Why is
shit.
everybody
Yeah.
gonna be so fucking stupid?
Yeah.
That's
I'm
where
not
a
gonna-
lot of that shit came from, and obviously
Well,
it's
that's
racial.
just too many people online. They can say whatever the fuck they want to say in
They don't want to call it. I'll call it. Like people are being fucking racial about it. Like it's a white girl now from Iowa.
Yeah, see, I
that's
thought
doing it,
something
and
like that.
oh, it's cute when she does it. She wants a championship. Black girl from LSU does it. Oh, she's talking shit. Like that's where that shit comes from. Whether they want to fucking admit it or not, I don't give a fuck. That's where it comes from. That's the only reason why you would
And
get mad at
Caitlin's
one person
never
doing
won a
it and
championship.
not mad at the other one doing it. And Caitlin, yeah, she hasn't won an NCAA championship. LSU won the title.
She
last
went
year.
to it this year, but lost.
But that was last year. And this year,
They
there
got
wasn't
beat
as
pretty
much
good.
thing. This year was more her breaking the
Well,
scoring
did
record.
she go as number one because
South
she's
Carolina,
a
though,
popular white girl, or because she's the best player?
No, because she's the all-time leading scorer in college basketball.
Oh, that's right. I do remember. Like,
Regardless, male or
She
female.
broke male
She broke
records.
records?
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
records. Yeah. So it's that, and she's like one of the best shooters.
Why
Like,
doesn't she play in the NBA then?
because she's probably 5'6", 5'8". I don't know how tall she is, but she's not. Like, I mean, that's cute. Like your average rec league basketball player probably would get smoked by WNBA players, but WNBA players would get smoked by NBA players. It's just, it's a size. It's just it's a size thing. I mean, obviously there's no prolific dunkers in the WNBA.
Well,
their dunkers are the centers that get like the
Do
couple
they
of
even-
like it's not a huge.
They don't dunk.
Not rarely. Yeah, they rarely.
Rarely?
Do. No, they rarely dunk.
I didn't think they could.
Some of them do. But like I said, it's a lot of the
John,
tallers.
calm down. Jesus
It's a lot of the taller.
Christ.
It's a lot of the taller players that are doing like just regular dunks. It's not, dude.
You talking about
it's not somebody
Wembanyama?
fucking
Do
around.
you have
doing
his rookie card?
No, I haven't bought any cards in a while, so I don't have anything
I haven't bought any
new.
in a while, and I've debated trying to buy one of his.
I mean, as long as he stays healthy, he's changing what basketball. I mean, I wouldn't
How
say
much-
he's changing it because he's one of one. That dude's a fucking alien. He's doing shit that's not been done. That's not to say he's the best player, but he's just doing shit that hasn't been done before.
So what about I guess if you don't get drafted, you don't get a card.
No, you get card. I mean,
College cards. Like does
depending on the
Kelsey
so
Tominga have a card?
They have college cards.
There's some
too.
there's some companies that do college cards, and pretty much any
So
top ranked
I
college
have
players
draft
will have
cards
cards.
of basketball players at least that didn't get drafted.
But then there's also companies that will strictly
you know,
do
you know what I'm
draft
asking.
picks.
Does the Nebraska Kelsey Tominga?
Oh, Keisei Tominaga?
Keisei Tominaga.
I'm sure he has sports cards out. Like
You
it's
can't buy
sport,
them?
everybody has sports cards. Yeah, I'm sure you can look for sports cards, and there'll be something of Keisei Tominaga. It might not be like an official,
Well,
like Upper Deck, Panini company. Like anybody can make a sports
the
card.
college makes some.
Didn't
Yeah.
Panini just take a huge hit?
I don't know. That's something actually.
I thought they lost a sports league contract.
That's something I've been wanting to go next time I go to get some cards because I was doing my app and I was entering a lot of cards and seeing a lot of different
Yeah,
cards.
lost like baseball
And I'm
or
noticing-
maybe football.
Well, I was noticing Panini is fucking everywhere. So I thought I was gonna ask the next card place I go to, like, what's going on with Panini? I feel like they're kind of the big dog now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with Panini, but I'm very interested because I feel like they were because it seemed like they were everywhere. Like all the big cards were Panini of some sort.
Yeah.
And it just kind of came out
It went
of
on for
nowhere.
like 10 years across like all sports leagues. And
Yeah.
then they had some big thing that happened where they lost. I want to say baseball. It might have been football. And then I think the next company that like was the one who challenged them in court and then subsequently secured the contract fucked up on their deliverables and like couldn't produce what they said they could to those leagues, something like that.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that because, like I said, once I got that app and I've got an app for my cards, I got an app for my comics. I'm really more into the kind of working on my collection and shit. So I got to start getting in more information about that. So that's something I definitely want to check out.
I bet you if somebody secured a contract or contracts for 2 years, let's say, and they couldn't deliver on numbers, that's probably going to be a card worth something because it'll be less, how the market is.
Well,
You wanna
yeah,
get
if they
the
weren't
shit
delivering
nobody
on
else
numbers,
has.
obviously they probably underproduced the amount that they were supposed to. And so,
Or they
those
couldn't
cards would be
deliver
more
like
rare.
because the Panini probably has some like crazy manufacturing process.
Well, yeah, they've got
or the scale, at the very minimum, to be producing these amounts of cards that apparently these other places, even when they're handling one or two other sports, can't fulfill. But that's also been a complaint in the market, though, too, is that it's becoming the 80s all over again and they're getting oversaturated.
Well, that didn't really hit till more the 90s. The 80s
All the
were
wax
when-
packs from Fleer in the 80s.
late 80s.
You can still buy boxes of that shit for less than $100. I bought multiple boxes of it. You want the Michael Jordans.
Once you get to, well, that's
If
basketball.
you buy like an 80, I think it's 8 those ones are more expensive.
Well, that's
a lot
again,
more expensive.
that's
They got
basketball.
like Rodman and Pippen and God, this
It depends on the sport. Baseball, if you
I
look,
think it was Reggie Miller.
baseball, you want to look at like 85. Before 85 was probably a good split. And then once 85 hit, it started getting a lot more saturated. Basketball, yeah, you want to look around then, but that's also
I'm not saying you want to look
all
around
those guys that were
80s
coming
period.
through because Rodman's
A lot of
rookie.
it's saturated. You want like Michael Jordan rookie card, but they're not. You can still find plenty of those. They're still in circulation as far as unopened packages.
It keeps knocking the prices down of them. But the Rodmans were like the next year, but like the 88 Fleer, I think that was Jordan, like Malone, Pippen. That was a lot of those guys' rookie cards because that was kind of the first year they started getting into basketball cards. Obviously, it wasn't their first years. But yeah, I mean, it's the last thing I saw is they're starting to come back up again. So I'm kind of hoping on that. It's just baseball cards. Or sports cards anyway. I don't know about. Yes. What? You're taking it home? Okay. I want to poop in it later.
It's not a frying
Not if it's
pan.
plugged in.
It's not a frying pan.
It can be.
It's a frying pan.
It's not a frying pan.
All right,
It's dusty as
one
fuck.
last thing I can bring up. It's a really simple one.
Not my dust, man.
You know how Trump is on trial right now, going to court for paying off.
I'm gonna come.
Exactly. A porn star, Stormy Daniels. So anyways, if you've been following anything on the trial, apparently he's been falling asleep in like the 2 or 3 days it's been going on. And it's been a big thing online, and he responded on his personal platform, Truth Social. I wasn't sleeping. I was praying! All caps, exclamation point. I was praying!
Nice.
I wasn't sleeping. I was praying!
I mean,
fucking troll till the end, you know?
I was praying.
Just
Give
lie.
me a break.
Just lie because he knows he could get away with it, you know? People fucking
I was
keep
asleep for
that
2
up.
hours. I was drooling on myself. It was
do you
dumb.
lie
I
because
was
you know you're going to
praying.
get away with it, or do you lie because you're a fucking liar? Like I've met
Oh, yeah,
people
he probably can't
that are
help
just
it. He has
compulsive
to.
liars.
Yeah.
Like they lie about the most minute, doesn't give a shit about anything, doesn't matter. Like they'll just lie about anything.
Just their nature.
Just because they just fucking lie.
Yeah, that's
like
how
it's
people have
just,
to do. They lie.
and you just why you don't like.
I'm out here.
Bye, John.
Bye, John.
Thanks
Fuck
for
off.
calling in.
Bye, John.
Thanks for calling in tonight.
Yeah, thanks for mailing this one in.
Next Friday.
Hey, we're hoping better next time. All
I'm
right.
letting you talk, all right? I'm being polite.
Yeah. Enjoy your Dos Equis and leave.
Drive safely.
We'll see ya.
Have you guys heard the latest Marjorie Taylor
Later, bud.
Greene stories coming out?
Which one?
Is she the one that had? No, that was Bobert.
Space lasers.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
back again.
We were just talking about that last week too.
She wants to
they
divert
they
money.
called her out on Congress in this one.
They
Like
wanted
literally
to
called her space
They were
lasers.
just calling for is to divert money from Israel and all that shit.
Wasn't she trying
and
to
any
oust-
other foreign support and spend it on space lasers for the border.
We have the technology.
It can be done.
The Jews have the technology. We're not Jewish.
We're gonna fry us some Mexicans.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
This is what I meant to hit.
What is that even saying?
That's racist.
That's racist. I don't know. There's actually a video that I took it from, which I didn't realize. This kid's like, "Dad's racing," but it goes through like 8 different things, like the subtitles. So I'm not really sure what he says, but I think it's that's racist.
All right,
It's
next
not gonna be
CTG note of the week.
The what?
Marjorie
Taylor Greene.
Oh, yeah.
Three-toed sloth.
Yeah.
January
So-
6th pipe bomber.
In the news, I can't remember where. I can look it up if you need
Allegedly.
me to. This girl was murdered by an illegal immigrant.
Marjorie Taylor Greene was?
No, unfortunately not. But so this past week, she brought it to, they did a little Senate. No, she's not in the Senate, she's the House of Reps, but
On some sort of
the little
board.
like congressional hearing shit brought up saying like the girl that was murdered, this is Biden's fault because of his border policies. and her parents would have been happier if she would have busted at the border and returned back to where she came from. This girl is an American citizen. Can't return her back to where she came from.
Yeah.
But like being so ignorant to say something like that on the record on the congressional hearing and try to somehow tie it into border security is like fucking sick.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've
pretty
noticed
dumb.
this or not, but they kind of just say whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Sound
They
bites.
just kind of say whatever. Like, it doesn't matter how ridiculous. We're at that point now. We're damn near idiocracy. We're getting real fucking close. We have been for a long time, but we're getting to the point where you can just kind of say whatever the fuck you want. And
most people don't pay attention to it. You know?
yeah. I mean,
or some people are happy that she said that. You know.
Oh yeah, I mean, then there's a small part of people that believe it, and they're like, yeah, fuck yeah, like that's what she's speaking the fucking truth.
Well, yeah, because some people don't know, obviously.
Yeah, and she
could be AI.
Could be 100%.
She was like the perfect like crazy conservative, you know. So
no, exactly, crazy conservative.
If you were developing like
sort of like rural Georgia is what she represents.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah, I was so embarrassed that Bobert was from Colorado.
Yeah, but it's like the weird district of Colorado. I thought.
Well, it's a different one now. She left the last one.
yeah, now she has to switch. But no, I forgot.
Yeah, and she's from Georgia. That's a shame too, because I mean, I got family from Georgia.
If you were writing an AI to be like a crazy conservative,
it would be Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, that's what it would come out as, right?
And maybe a little bit of Matt Gaetz.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where does Gates fit into that one? But
Well,
he's stepped back lately. He hasn't really, other than the whole.
Yeah, because he's going to go to jail for fucking underage women prostitutes.
Other than the whole
and
McCarthy
transporting
calling
them
him out
across state
for it.
lines is a federal crime.
Other than
Was he
McCarthy
going to
calling him
court
out for
for
it the
that?
other day. Did you hear that one?
Yeah.
Where he's like, you know why I stepped down? I'll tell you what happened. Because I wouldn't back this guy up that was having sex with minors. No, I'm not saying he did it, but that's why I got thrown out. It's just like, holy shit.
Matt Gaetz said that?
No,
But
McCarthy
those
was
people
saying
that
that
he
about
was
Matt
like,
Gaetz.
that
Because Matt Gaetz
rejected
brought it
him
up.
are
'Cause he
all have rumors about being fucking minors.
Yeah, it was crazy because that was the whole thing. Was
A lot of people in Congress probably do.
well, yeah,
That's
but
why we don't know the fucking Epstein.
But that's
list.
the thing. We're at the point now where you can come out and say that shit just on an interview.
This is kind of a
And it's just
decent
like,
little segue. DeSantis tweaks Florida book challenging laws. You know, where he's like banning books. Basically, anybody that bitches about a book, it gets banned automatically.
And then he came out and said, that's
blames
taken out of
liberals
context.
activists who want Bible out of schools. So
well, the Bible
they
should
started
be in
banning all
school.
these books because whoever said anything, they just banned the book. See all these right wing nut jobs banning books. Then somebody was successful in banning the Bible, and then Ron DeSantis says, "That's enough.
Well, yeah.
We got to change the laws."
Well,
Bible's
the
got
Bible
worse shit in it
shouldn't
than anything.
be in
They've
the
now
school,
changed the
period.
laws, and he blamed it on liberals. This is all their fault.
Well, of course.
Hey, if you're going to allow one side to do it, the other side can't, and then one person that does, and for all the time, I'm sure there's a lot of challenges to the law.
Well,
somebody successfully manages to get the Bible fucking pulled out.
Was the Bible
And
like
he was
new?
like, "That's enough."
Was it new to like the library or something? Because Bibles shouldn't be in schools.
You'd be surprised, Lane. Like, I know Nebraska is one way, but there's a lot of states that aren't that way.
Well, we're not saying that it's not, but saying it shouldn't be.
But like it's a law.
Definitely
that
shouldn't be.
Bible-
Separation of church and state, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
private schools.
Well, that's what I was trying to get at.
Well,
You
that's
can't
private. If you wanna
can't
be a
buy-
private school, you can
can't
do whatever
ban
the
a
fuck you
book.
want.
You can't ban a book from a private school.
No, from a private school. You
No,
can.
no, I'm not saying you
Private?
can or can't on a private school.
If you're in a private school, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly, that's what I'm
But there
saying.
might
Oh, I thought
be
you said you
money at
can't.
stake.
Yeah.
So like something like, for example, and I'm not saying this is correct, but for example, you could have a situation where a school will not receive X amount of state grant or federal grant if they don't pass certain things.
Well, yeah. I'm not saying I don't understand how you can't do it.
So if they set a rule like this, there could be schools that are like disbarred or whatever. From
Well,
getting
there already
certain monies.
are. Like, they're already doing that shit.
I don't know if that's true, but
Well, no, yeah, and then he came out and was like, "Oh, they took that shit out of context. I wouldn't do something like that." It's like it's been done. Like, I mean, fuck. I remember I was in 7th, 8th grade. You ever heard of the Necronomicon? Like I checked that shit out. Like
I remember getting Pamela Anderson like stickers when I was a kid, and like third grade, I had no idea what Pam Anderson was, but Baywatch must have come out like the year or two before that, and all the kids were like, "Oh goodness, what is it? Sortino's Pizza on like L Street and 72nd." Go in there. They had the big arcade inside, and the fun Star Wars game, but they had the sticker machines. My buddy been like, "You gotta get Pam Anderson. We got Pam Anderson." I'm like, "Who's Pam Anderson?" Third grade, going to class the next week or that following Monday and being like, "You know Pam Anderson's? Oh my God, what a babe," And that's almost like the exact same moment when you start learning how to be, a disgusting foul-mouthed kid.
Dude,
it's the beginnings.
I got suspended from school for wearing a Bart Simpson T-shirt.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't 44?
46. Somebody asked me that today, and I had to figure out like what year it was.
Can you imagine?
Because literally at a certain point,
Beavis and Butthead
you kind of
was, like,
stop keeping
bad.
track. Yeah, I was there when that happened.
South Park
I'm
was
already
bad.
at that age.
Like I said,
Family Guy was bad.
I got suspended from school because I wore a Bart Simpson T-shirt, and it wasn't like anything bad. He literally was saying, "Cool your jets." It was the most generic, rip-off Kmart shitty Simpsons T-shirt ever.
Wasn't even the right colors. Like he had blue shorts
like
on
his
or
colors were
something.
fine. Like I made sure that was good, but like you could tell it wasn't like authorized or whatever. And I was so worried about it being like a fucking knockoff Simpsons T-shirt that I was gonna be embarrassed by it. I didn't even think about the fact I was gonna get suspended because it said "Cool your jets,
of course
man."
not.
Like 2 years later, I'm wearing a fucking Big
Beavis
Johnson
and Butthead.
T-shirt. I don't know if you remember Big Johnson. They always like real sexual innuendos all over it. So I had like mine was Big Johnson Casino. It said poker up front or liquor up front, poker in the rear. But it was like the back was a casino, and but it was innuendo. I wore that shit like a couple years later. Nobody said shit.
Yeah.
But I just was in that time.
Well,
where
it's because at the time, Bart Simpson was the devil.
the Simpsons were the worst thing ever on TV.
I remember that being controversial. I
That's
remember
how
being
old
like
I
grade
am.
school and somebody said, "I'm Beavis and your Butthead." Pre-kindergarten. It was in like a child daycare facility. And it was, my mom had me, she picked me up. We went to pick up my brother from the child daycare facility. And all the women talking, "This kid called me Butthead. And he said he's Beavis. This show needs to go. It's poisoning our children."
Yeah, that was a good time. Yeah, I came from the 80s. That happened a lot. If you look up like...
But Beavis and Butthead clearly was not for children.
It was for teenagers.
Yeah.
It was definitely for teenagers. Yeah, so, well, that's what I mean, when Beavis and Butthead came out, I was in high school, so I never had that. But, like, even Simpsons...
My cousin wasn't allowed to watch Simpsons. And I was always like quoting it and shit and telling him how great it was.
Yeah, I'm not
And then he
surprised.
finally like, I don't know, it was like 6th grade was allowed to finally watch it or whatever.
You had to wait till 6th grade to watch The Simpsons?
Yeah, not
that
me.
was standard viewing when I was like at least 5.
I know. And it was cool like watching him like find all this like Simpson humor, like great things about it, Plus, they were still coming out at that time too. Like Simpsons were
Aren't
still
they
like,
still
in
coming
their
out
peak.
now?
Well, yeah, they are, but like it was still good Simpsons coming out,
Yeah.
Fuck, it's been a
Conan
while.
O'Brien era.
Yeah, it was probably still around Monorail.
Oh, that's
or
right.
something.
That's where he started, wasn't it? He was a writer for Conan. Or Conan was a
SNL.
writer for... Well, wasn't he a writer
he was
for
on-
Simpsons?
Well, yeah, maybe he went from The Simpsons to SNL.
I think so, yeah.
Did some.
Yeah, he did SNL after The Simpsons. He did The Simpsons pretty early.
Yeah.
Did SNL for like, I think a relatively short stint because then he got the late night show.
Yeah.
Oh, did you watch him on Hot Ones? I don't know if you ever
Yeah,
watched Hot
Derek
Ones.
watched it last
we
week.
watched
That
it
was
last
so
week.
good. That guy's
Dude,
a fucking lunatic.
I have a picture I drew of Conan, but it's a caricature in the closet from when I was in high school.
I forgot about that.
Ever since I watched the Hot Ones, I've been debating, like, should I try to frame it and hang it up somewhere or send it to him? People don't tell me to send it to him since I was in high school. I
At
think
this
it's a good
point, I would send
caricature.
it to him. Like, I feel like he's the kind of dude that would appreciate it and would either autograph it and send it back or would just, like, keep it. Like, I figured he seems like the kind of dude that would appreciate just whatever, random. Especially if you're like, I drew this shit when I was a kid.
Yeah, I love Conan. I mean, David Letterman was the shit, but Conan was really
but-
good. I would interrupt David Letterman to go watch Conan. You know?
I feel like Letterman was more of a dick. Like, He was cool like a host, but I think deep down, I think he was kind of a dick and didn't really want to do it. It was just kind of like
definitely didn't.
Was just kind of buying into the part. Where I think Conan is more. That's how Conan is.
He is an interviewer. Talker.
He seems like that dude. He wants to get to know everybody, and you always get the impression that Letterman was awesome, but he was just kind of like, I don't want to fucking be here.
Yeah,
like I'm just kind of doing it. This is what I get paid to do.
I mean, in the end, Conan's probably better just because he's like continued to do it his whole life. You know, Letterman pretty much kind of went away. And
that's
he's come back, but
did you notice in the Hot Ones episode, he wouldn't even mention Leno's name. The guy that hosted whatever network, and he's just like, I don't know what he was up to.
Yeah, that was really. I mean, that kind of helped enforce the thought of I feel like even he was buying just enjoying it. Just he was like whatever. Well, just
he's the biggest leap of his career.
Well, not even just the career
for
thing.
A matter of weeks because Leno changes his mind.
It was a couple months, I thought.
I just meant like the whole episode of like the Hot Ones.
Do you remember what he did at the end of his tenure though? So
a
tenure being a max of a matter of months. They had a budget for that year, right? So they divvy up the budget to do whatever fun stuff on the show. He just blew the entire fucking wad, which basically ate into Leno's budget because he could, and that was in the contract. And he went out of his way to announce how much everything fucking cost. He was like buying like crazy ass cars and crashing them and stuff on the show.
Yeah, see, I feel like Leno was kind of the same way. Like, so I think comedians.
Leno was douchey though.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying though. I think he was like Letterman. Like they were
more
kind of
chin than a
douchey, but
comedian.
a lot of comedians they kind of have their own fucking circle that they kind of hang in, and I think a lot of them are kind of dick, especially the old school comedians.
But like the whole backstabbing stuff they did to get the Tonight Show.
I feel like that's comedian shit. Like they're
because that's some of my favorite David Letterman is when he talks about it. You know, especially like when it's happening with Conan and Leno, because it's like, oh yeah, this is the J I remember. You know,
and I think it's just a different day and age. Like I guess it's got to be like that because I mean, feel like Fallon's very genuine. I feel like Conan's genuine. Like I feel like those people, like
Fallon seems fake as fuck to me. I never watched Fallon.
Really? Like I feel like I don't know about the interviews and shit, but like at least the clips that I see, I don't watch the show like on a regular, but I watch a lot of the clips. And like when he's having fun, like it seems like he's having fun with his friends and like he's kind of.
Well, they just do like little games and stuff, don't they?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, they do.
That's like
skits essentially.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're having a good time. Whether they're doing what they're supposed to be doing as far as a talk show, I don't know. But it seems like he's at least having fun. Like I don't feel like Letterman ever really had fun.
Oh, sure, he
doing
did.
it
When he was doing like stupid pet tricks and
that kind of shit,
making fun of people, you know,
like sitting down and interviewing. Like I feel like that was not.
Yeah,
what he was unless it was comedians or people that he liked.
Yeah, for sure. That's why he quit.
Or I feel like Kimmel, at least he's good enough to fake good enough to be interested in shit he's not necessarily interested in it.
Kimmel's monologues or whatever, because he's just like making fun of people.
Wait, did I say Kimmel? I meant Fallon.
Yeah, you're still talking about Fallon.
Yeah, I meant Fallon. Kimmel, I never really watched a lot of Kimmel, so I don't really know how his shit went.
I got into Kimmel when Chase showed me he picks people on the street and he tries to guess who's high.
No shit.
Yeah,
I did not see that.
And these were the best clips, and like both of them were like trying not to laugh and stuff, and that's pretty fun.
I just never watched a lot of Kimmel. I don't know why I never got into him, but
and he has this little Mexican Guillermo.
Yeah, I always see a lot of him. I see a lot of Guillermo.
Yeah, Guillermo's kind of the best actually,
because he always does like red carpet interviews and all this shit, and people just like love him. Fuck, what was that?
He gets them all drunk.
I said the last one I saw was like some hot A-list actress. I don't remember who it was.
It's Charlize.
Was it Charlize? Yeah, where she's like, Guillermo, and she's like, what do you got? And he pulls out this thing and unscrews it and drinks. She's like, oh my God, you're the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, I saw that shit. I was like, dude, I keep seeing that dude everywhere. I was like, I didn't know he's like getting people drunk on the red carpet. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I think they've done it a few times, but
yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's the only one I watch anymore. I don't watch late night TV. I can't. It's just like not even entertaining to me.
I don't have like cable anymore.
I mean, you see it on YouTube,
basic, but I don't even watch that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, even YouTube. I have channels that I subscribe to, and I have enough that pretty much every day there's new shit that I kind of keeps me busy.
For sure.
Every now and then, like, oh shit, if we're going through a time where Pat McAfee's not on, it's rough. Just because his show takes up 3 to 4 hours usually.
You watch the
even if I
entire
don't watch
thing?
the whole thing, I'm skipping through a bunch, and it's still 2 hours, maybe. Like it takes up a good chunk of time. Excuse me.
So, a lot of sports knowledge.
And, well, yeah, but it's not all sports
and bullshit.
It's just random bullshit sometimes, and a lot of inside jokes. And it's like if you've been watching the show for a while, you just they do a lot of that shit. But if they'll go on breaks for like a week or two, and it really cuts into my entertainment for that night or whatever. But
yeah, I felt like when I got back from the Eclipse camping, I was like, oh man, I have so many podcasts to listen to now. I was gone for like 3 days.
How many podcasts do you listen to a day?
Not a day. There's just a lot that I keep up with that, come out every week, It's like the same with you. I'm sure you have your Chiefs podcast you listen to every week.
I do like to listen to Conan and Friends. Conan needs a friend.
So think about it. Well, I guess like you go to Europe or whatever and you don't listen to podcasts for a week. How many do you got stacked up?
Well, the ones I super care about, but I had the ones I listen to regularly, but there's probably only like 2, maybe 3 that I'll like.
You have to listen to.
Not that I have to, but
you will.
2 to 3, depending on how much I care.
You will.
If I'm going to narrow it down,
you'll eventually get to it, though.
So you have to eventually.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. Like you'll eventually listen to it. Maybe
I've got
not
a couple
right away.
of those where you're just like,
I do like.
I watch
Pat
all this
McAfee,
shit, so.
but he like goes all day long.
Yeah. Well, that's what we were just saying. Like if
I don't
like
watch more clips of him.
If I don't have a McAfee show, because I watched literally every episode pretty much. The only time I did was like a week after the Super Bowl. I just didn't want to hear all the Chiefs talk. That was just because that's one of the things he does. Kind of bugs me. He's very much a front runner, which is fine, but he's very hyperbolic when he speaks. Like everything that just happened is the greatest fucking thing that ever happened, and I'm just like, I mean, it's not, but and it's just
you just don't.
It gets to be too much. It's repetitive, and it's just. Last week was the greatest thing that ever happened. This week is the greatest thing that ever, and it's just like, okay, I fucking get. Well, I get you trying to be hyped up.
You gotta do that for the major events. Like, does he talk about the Masters and shit?
Oh yeah. So
you learn about the Masters
a little bit. Like he'll have there was actually one of the best interviews that I've seen in a while was the amateur kid that played with Tiger during the Masters.
His caddy?
No, it was like so he was the only amateur in the Masters.
Solitaire.
I forgot what they called
years ago.
Huh?
The bleach blonde looking?
No, it was this year. A long-haired kid. So this year, he was the only amateur to make it to the Masters. Oh, fuck, what was his name? His last name's Shipley. Something Shipley. Dustin Shipley, maybe. I don't know.
George.
But he was the only amateur this year at the Masters. And I don't know how all that shit works, but apparently it's like 4 days, and how you get based is who you play with later or whatever. And I guess he didn't do as good as he wanted to, but basically it ended up him playing
Shipley.
Yeah, Neil Shipley. It ended up him playing the last day or 1 day with Tiger. And he was like, that was the greatest thing that ever fucking happened to me in my career.
Was he nervous?
In Pittsburgh?
No, he was cool because he said Tiger was so cool. It was really easy. And he was just like, he would ask him questions all the time. And Tiger was just tell him whatever. Like,
I guess I didn't realize they play with people.
Yeah, you play in a group. It's 2 to 4 maybe. Like you play in groups because instead of one person teeing off and then you watch them play.
Yeah.
We hit.
No, yeah, I know.
You know, 4 guys. Yeah, so you have four.
I guess I never realized they did that with Masters, though, huh? I've never watched golf, so.
It might not be in the top end, but obviously he didn't do well because Tiger didn't do well at the end, and that's how they kind of ended up playing. But for him, because he's still in school at Ohio State. He's a college kid, and he got to play rounds with Tiger Woods and like pick his brain, and he was just like, he was so excited, and I was like, I don't give 2 shits about golf, but like seeing that interview, I was like, dude, this guy's fucking cool. Like the kid's young, he's got long hair. They're like, yeah, it became kind of a thing. Like all of a sudden, people saw me with long hair, so I had to keep the long hair. Like he's just a real kind of genuine dude. He seemed like a cool guy, and I was like, all right, that was kind of cool. So if I see his name later, because he's still an amateur. But if I see his name, I'll watch some golf to see this guy.
So he didn't do good enough at the Masters to like continue into pro?
Well,
no, it's not even that. He's still in college.
Masters is an amateur. Like it's a college person or somebody that hasn't done the pro tour yet. So usually you have to play in tournaments to qualify for.
Yeah.
So it was just
they
like a
have,
one-time
stuff
thing.
that you can do, you win 2 or 3 tournaments in a row, you can get the Masters.
So how do you get onto the pro?
Well, basically,
you gotta get out of college
same
and go
sort of
pro
thing, and then you can qualify. So you have to basically get in some tournaments and do certain things, and you can qualify then to be on the pro tour. But a lot of people, though, for something like the Masters, will do qualifying tournaments to get you into a specific event as an amateur. And if you do well enough there, the tour will invite you on.
Yeah, after seeing that, I don't give 2 shits about golf, but that dude was cool. He's personable, seemed interesting. So I was like, fuck it. They'll have NASCAR people on there. They'll have, Formula 1 guys. They'll have just random dudes.
Well, whatever sports major at the time,
Well, it's not even, funny enough, the only one they don't really talk about is baseball very much. But I think that has more to do with the fact that Pat McAfee's from Pittsburgh and the Pirates suck. They've always, they've sucked for a while since he was a kid. He even talks about it. He's like, Pittsburgh, the Pirates have sucked, so I don't care about baseball. But they have baseball fans on it. And now that Pittsburgh's actually doing well, they bring up more baseball. So they do sort of keep that, but they just kind of bring up whoever. They just... And now that they're on ESPN, they're fucking everywhere. They have it's called the Toxic Table. It's just it's 2 of their co-hosts essentially, because it's Pat, and then there's 2 guys that are their co-hosts. There's another dude that's kind of a main guy, and then they have their back behind the screen people, the tech people.
Sure.
So 2 of their guys, Pat and 2 of the guys, have characters in the new WWE wrestling game. They're at that point in the world and life. Because he also does wrestling. He commentates wrestling. He's had a couple WrestleMania matches.
I don't know if I realized that.
Yeah, he's kind of fucking everywhere now. It's pretty stupid. I mean, in a good way. It's ridiculous how far he's gone from what he's done. And it's to the point where his 2 of his guys have characters in a wrestling game. And one of the dudes wasn't even an original part of the show. He was a caller. So the show had been going on, and they had a caller that would call up, and they liked him, and he would talk shit, and he was fun, and they ended up hiring him, and he's a part of the show now.
Yeah.
And now this dude's pretty wealthy. They do well. And he's on a wrestling game. He's hanging out with... So grew up a Patriots fan. He's hung out and interviewed Tom Brady. He's fucking interviewed Bill Belichick, which is going to be awesome. I just found out this year. Holy shit, I got to stop talking. This year, they do a draft special every year.
Take a drink of beer. Out your throat.
This year, on the Draft Spectacular, they have...
Do it.
Thank you. They do a Draft Spectacular every year, and this year they have Bill Belichick. And he's going to be on the show the whole time. And they do a 4-hour show during the draft. So it's the little bit I've seen of Bill Belichick on the show, he's not at all like he is in the media. Dude's funny. The dude's funny as shit. They bitch that he's 72. He's quick.
Did he come to Nebraska yet? Or is that...
he already did that.
He already did that?
Did you see the interview with him? I don't know.
The Matt Rhule interview was fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah. It was Pat McAfee's show. He just had the interview on there, and he had all his Super Bowl trophies in the background on a video TV screen.
You're yeah, it's pretty good background you have. Just Super Bowl trophies everywhere. And he's like, oh, yeah. Did you like the Emmy? I got an Emmy. And he's like, oh, I love the Emmy.
What?
Bill Belichick has an Emmy for something. I don't know. But he was just like, yeah, did you like the Emmy? And they're like, yeah, we like the Emmy. But it's just 7 Super Bowl trophies just hanging out.
Yeah, that's
all these
cool.
Super Bowl awards. But no, yeah, when he was on Pat too, they brought it up. But he, oh fuck, where were we?
Rhule.
Yeah, the Matt Rhule part. So he came out and did a coaches
seminar,
something like that. Yeah, and they were asking Matt Rhule, and they're like, "So what'd you learn from Bill Belichick?" And he was just like, he knows so much about football, it's embarrassing. He's like, I was embarrassed listening to him because he knows so much and he can simplify it so well that I'm like, I can't believe I didn't do that.
Have you seen the clip of him talking about special teams, and there was a certain position, people were like, well, what if you eliminated that on your roster building wise and did this? Might have even been long snapper, a specialized long snapper, which every team has. And he went on this detailed discussion of why you would never want to get rid of a specialized long snapper.
Yeah, dude.
You know, like cited all these historical references, and it's like, no, you got to have one.
Yeah, Bill Belichick's knowledge of football is stupid. Like it's, and just listen to Matt Rhule. Matt Rhule, he's like, I coached against him in the league, in the NFL, and just hearing him talk, it basically was like made me realize how little I knew. Like that's why he was like, it's embarrassing. Like he can explain the hardest parts of football so easily that it makes you feel stupid. And he was just like, the only reason we didn't talk more is because he had to slow down just to make sure we understood what he was saying. And I was like, Jesus, like that's a lot of football knowledge.
Wow.
But and then when you watch him, if you ever get a chance or if you plan on watching the draft, I would like pop on there. I think they're doing YouTube, ESPN Plus, a bunch of stuff, but just to check out Bill Belichick in kind of a not media element.
He's the part of the media for it or what?
Well, no, Bill Belichick is going to be on the Pat McAfee show. So, like I said, every year Pat McAfee does a draft spectacular, which is basically them talking while watching the draft, and they're like, "Oh, this guy went," and then they do.
They'll give you information on the guy.
Yeah,
they
have a
so
guy.
Belichick's gonna be on that.
But he's going to do it with them this year, and this is going to be, and obviously they're on ESPN, so this is going to be the first year that's almost going to be like a real draft show that you would see somewhere else. But he's going to.
Is it that popular?
Yeah. McAfee show?
Yeah.
It's real
Is
popular.
it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch it.
Essentially,
I mean, I've seen clips.
He goes all fucking day long, though. So it's like for his regular podcast, like, especially this time of year, where there's no football really.
So he goes on ESPN for 2 hours.
Depth.
He's got 2 hours on ESPN. Anything beyond that's on YouTube or ESPN Plus.
That's where I watch him is YouTube.
Yeah. So the ESPN shit is just that 2 hours. That's when he has a lot of interviews, but then he does a lot of shit.
Just goes off on tangents.
Yeah,
and shit.
he goes crazy, and he basically got like, I don't know if it was like the vice president of Disney, but some high up dude in Disney got him fired, basically. Not fired, but he quit essentially. But it was like,
for what?
Quit because he get his full package.
Was kind of against Pat McAfee. Like he didn't like what he was doing. Like so, Pat
ESPN is owned by Disney, and Pat McAfee. Yeah. It was Aaron Rodgers to bring it back around full circle again. Said some fucking shit when Aaron Rodgers was a weekly guest.
Oh yeah,
and he's like
kind of
been like saying crazy shit all the fucking time, and then he says some real fucking crazy shit, and they were like, "No, ain't gonna fucking happen."
But the problem with that is Pat is tight with Bob Iger, who is Disney. So he was like, I talked to Bob. Like, so the Pat's whole thing is he owned his show. There was no he owned it. And so it's like he could do whatever he wanted.
Go on.
So when people negotiate, he negotiates his own deals. So it's just like if Disney wants to buy a show, he's like, okay, well, I want to talk to Bob. I want to talk to the person that's buying my show because this is my show. So he has ties to the higher ups. He doesn't deal with like the middleman kind of shit. Yeah. And this dude was almost like a middleman kind of guy. He was like, well, I don't like the way this is happening. He's like, well, I answer to Bob, not you, sort of thing. But he was also, apparently a lot of people had problems with the guy, but he was so high up that nobody could really say anything. So there's a lot of media people that are like, thanks, Pat.
It's just fucking manufactured anger. Oh my God, somebody can't express their opinion. You know what? Whether you agree with it or not, and if they have ignorant opinions because they don't do as
their own research.
Aaron Rodgers claims his own personal research. You know what? Whatever. Let them have those opinions. All right? Why do you get into hoopla? Make it a fucking argument to the point that you gotta be like, I hate this person.
Your mom goes to college.
Yeah, exactly. Who gives a fuck? He wants to sound like an ignorant asshole to a lot of people to let him sound like that.
So yeah, Pat's a big deal, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he was popular. Obviously, I guess I just didn't realize.
It's cool. It's grown.
First, he obviously loves the talk.
Caitlin Clark was on there this past week.
And she's
she agreed to do like a weekly.
She's a weekly guest now.
On.
Oh, really?
I think Thursdays they were talking. But he does that. He'll have weekly, like, it wasn't just Aaron.
Fill hours, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he's...
No, he does, like Tony said, all this stuff during the prime ESPN hours, which is broadcast through ESPN. But he goes all fucking day long.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've listened to the point where, like, you know, they're kind of droning and talking about whatever. But in those moments, though, they sometimes have, like, really fucking hilarious shit.
Yeah, when they hit, they hit. Like, they'll have, like you said, hilarious moments, but...
They have all the synchronized things they do. Like, I don't know what.
Skip it.
They have a cue. I don't know quite what it is. Maybe Pat McAfee gives a look. They'll be like, dog.
No,
but they have these things they say, and like he'll be just going off on like a stream of consciousness, and he'll give a look, and then everybody says the word he says at the exact same moment, but there's no break. He just keeps talking right through it. Dog, and then he's going to do this, and that, dog.
Because they probably know he's.
It's literally if you watch the show every day, like it's not you can't pop in from time to time because you can watch that build organically, like. It'll come up and then somebody will bring it up in a conversation. And it even goes back to if you ever watch old school wrestling when Steve Austin was doing it and he did the what? Like that's kind of started it because they're wrestling fans.
Yeah,
so they would do what? It even turned into part of their intro and their song. It's like what? But instead of saying what, WHAT, they're from Pittsburgh. So they speak Yinzer. So it's WHAAD. So what? So that's how they say it. And it's turned into a thing. And then when you watch them, like I said, they take a lot of shit from wrestling. So whenever they're talking about numbers, they'll be like, and they brought in the millions, and they just know what's coming next. If you watch wrestling, it's just like millions and millions. So it's if you watch it, you kind of know what they're doing. So they don't even have to give a look. Like you can listen to them lead into something and see where it's about to. They have their drops, and they have they'll do the what,
That's
what,
a really
and then
good
they'll
point
do the millions
I didn't
and
realize
millions.
all the wrestling references, but there's
a ton of
them. They
them.
do kind of like wrestleize the NFL in a sense. Like it's all storylines. They talk about the entire time.
And the dogs thing, like that. Oh, fuck, I don't remember where that came from, but it was one of the episodes they did, and somebody called somebody there was that's a dog, that's my dog, and then like somebody that's my dog, or they're a dog. Oh, I think it was Sirianni. I think it was Sirianni, the Philadelphia Eagles head coach. He said something about, we got dogs out there. We want dogs. And then it turned into they dog everything. And so now they kind of know when they're talking, they're hyping up a guy. What kind of guy is he? He's a dog. So it's just like, if you watch it, you know where they're going. But if you pop in, it seems like they're really
random.
good. And it's really like they're real tuned in. It's like, because they have one brain. They're a single mind.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and they're doing it all day long. You know?
So it's, you can see it.
What a fucking life, man. Just hanging out.
And that's what everybody that comes on the show, they're so jealous. They're like, you're doing what everybody wants to do. You're hanging out with your friends. You're talking about whatever you want to talk about, sports and whatever other bullshit you want to throw in there. And you get paid to do it, a lot of money. And it's just like,
that's why it's so popular. You know?
So he's to the point where, who are some of the first podcasters that were like Rogan? Like, so when
Rogan's still number one.
Yeah, when you talk about podcasters, like those, you have those guys. So they're those guys for sports, like for athletes. Like, because he was the first one that athletes saw that were like, we can do shit that's not, we don't have to get paid by the NFL. We can do our own shit. Because Pat literally turned his back on the NFL. He retired early. Like, he had contract offers out there. And he was just like, no, I'm going to go. He's been wanting to do this. He'd been doing stand-up. He'd been doing other things. And was like, I want to go do a show with my buddies. And he did it. And then now he's like taking over everything. So it's just like, everybody sees that. And they're like, holy shit, you're doing it. So it's turned into like a thing. It's fucking crazy to watch it.
Well, especially like with NIL, I feel like a lot of people can do it. Didn't Adrian Martinez do a fucking podcast?
Yeah. Oh shit! Did you see Adrian Martinez tear it up in the fucking UFL?
I heard
week?
he was in it.
Oh, he was the first quarterback ever in the UFL or even the other two before they existed, to throw for over 300 yards. Like he had 40 yards rushing. Like he killed it. Like they were like, because I saw Adrian Martinez, I was like, that's not the same guy. Like that dude's on 1620. Like he does Nebraska radio, like, but then I looked into it. I'm like, no, that's Adrian Martinez. Yeah, he killed it.
Playing for who?
You'd have to look it up. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just saw his name, and that threw me for a loop.
I knew he was going to be in it, and he was like projected to be one of the better quarterbacks.
Yeah, he was. Like he broke records. Like his first, like it was the first game he played.
Hey, good for him.
I remember watching him freshman year, and I feel like he never really.
He was never
got better enough.
He was never coached.
By the time of his senior year or whatever.
Yeah, that happened. He
was just always the same guy.
He kind of always got broke. Like his shoulders got fucked up. Like he got injured a lot.
He also had Scott Frost as his head coach.
We didn't have much protection for him. He got his ass kicked a lot. Same thing happened to Taylor Martinez. Once he busted his leg, or I forgot what he did.
Well, shit, last year even, how many quarterbacks we go through?
Get the helmet.
No.
Broke a toe.
After
that was the
halfback?
rumor.
it was like his freshman year, and then he got like a leg injury, and he was just never because he just wasn't as fast after that, and it wasn't the same.
Yeah, I mean, I think of his senior year, we kicked a helmet and stopped.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm talking even before then. He just wasn't the same. But yeah,
when he got all, he was supposedly fucking some girl somewhere, some other sport, and kicked his locker and broke his foot or something.
Yeah, that was the Taylor Martinez rumor. But I always
volleyball girl, I thought.
Yeah, I always liked Adrian Martinez. He just never got coached.
Yeah,
he never developed.
No, I always felt like it was more of a just throw him out there.
Still an athlete, you know.
Do what you can do.
Yeah, yeah.
Help us out. See what you can do. Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me at all that he's tearing it up. I mean, I always kind of thought he could be
he got
good,
skills,
like backup in the NFL, you know. But
yeah, so he's looking good where he's at now. So that's good.
Maybe he'll transfer to the NFL. I don't know if it's ever.
He
really
might get a backup job.
I don't know if it's ever happened. You know.
What's that?
Go from the USFL to like.
Not. I don't think. As a quarterback, it did happen.
Pick up anybody.
I don't know about the USFL, but the XFL had.
Kurt Warner was in some weird ass league.
He was Arena League. He was Arena Football League for the Iowa Barnstormers.
MVP, won Super Bowl.
Yeah, he played for the Iowa Barnstormers. No, what's his name? Kid from St. Louis. He played for the Battlehawks. Then he played for Carolina. He ended up getting a couple starts too. PJ Walker. PJ Walker was like the MVP of the XFL, and he ended up starting in the NFL. So it's happened.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, there's good enough athletes that end up in it.
Derek's got to leave. I got to piss. I don't want to leave you here by yourself.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely don't. So
Derek, come back here.
That was just the first game of the XFL, right? Or
no,
USFL.
This is like week 4, I think.
Oh, did he not play in the other games?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I don't remember him hearing his name at all. That's what was kind of weird.
Oh, I thought I had just started. But anyway, football's kind of temporarily back.
Yeah, for a little bit. Derek,
he's on the phone.
Oh shit.
Well, we'll just end it here.
Can we pause it or stop it?
No, we'll just end it. It's almost 9.
Okay.
Fuck off, Tony.
Trash talk. I gotta piss.